occasion, it's a dare to experience a vehicle like no other. The Polaris Slingshot. 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back. Insanely low, absolutely powerful. We dare you to ignore it. We dare you to categorize it. Experience the latest Slingshot models, including the limited edition SLR LE, featuring the all-new Ride Command. Only at your Slingshot dealer. We dare you. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive. The Cleveland County Fair returns September 28th through October 8th. It's Cleveland County's biggest annual event. Plan now to bring the family to the 93rd Cleveland County Fair. Entertainment includes the Cervini Family Circus, Extreme Illusions and Escapes, Act Monsters, Chainsaw Art, Boomer and his farm delivery truck. Plus, enjoy the sounds of Blend with hits from the 50s and 60s, along with country and gospel. Plus, Demolition Derby on the grandstand. Plan now to be there September 28th through October 8th. The 93rd Annual Cleveland County Fair. Online at clevelandcountyfair.com.
You don't pull a man.
Community minded, we believe in what we do. We love this town, we live in just like you.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community-minded, just like you.
We're community minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vail. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. The Can-Ams have arrived at Al Lane Motorsports in Lincolnton. They're big, they're bold, and they're now in stock at Al Lane Motorsports. See the new 2018 Can-Am Maverick X3 or the new 2018 Can-Am Outlander 1000 XMR. Ask about special financing on selected 2017 models. Al Lane Motorsports, your new Can-Am dealer, serving Lincoln, Gaston, Cleveland, and surrounding counties. Online at allanemotorsports.com. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County for over 75 years. Customer service is a priority at First Federal Savings Bank, where they want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, products, and services of larger banks with hometown people that you see throughout your community. They live here, they work here, and this community matters to the people at First Federal Savings Bank. First Federal Savings Bank has 4 convenient locations in downtown Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. Stop in and visit and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
I'm Demery Brewer, and you're listening to Tim and Ken on the First Federal Lincoln County High School Football Show.
Let's have some fun tonight. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3, win. X 82 pickle, H disco, 19 yo-yo, deep yo-yo, deep yo-yo. Gotta firm up a little bit, boy. We're gonna use the cadence now, right? We gotta use the cadence versus that blitz. Apple, chocolate, 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 Japan, Richmond, New York, Richmond, Florida, Sally, Buffalo. Check, hey, short ox.
Welcome out to the First Federal Lincoln County High School Football Show. Here on WLON 1050 AM, it's Tim Johnson and Ken Link here with you. Ken, how you doing, buddy?
Doing fine on this Friday afternoon, Tim. Had some great weather out there, and maybe some cramps this Friday night because the weather is warm.
Absolutely. All righty, Ken, we have a great show for the Lincoln County lovers out there for the high school football season. We're talking about North Lincoln High School, West Lincoln, East Lincoln, and Lincolnton High School. And, Ken, I got to say one thing. Where in the world has Ronnie Carpenter been? He is supposed to come and sit in with us on Fridays here at the pregame show, and we have not seen or heard from Ronnie Carpenter.
No, now I heard from him. He did give me a call early this week, and he said he apologized. He said, I know I'm supposed to join you guys up there, but he said, I'm going to be tied up for the next 2 or 3 weeks with my grandson runs cross country, and he said, I want to come and talk to you guys, but he said, I just can't the next few, and he said, I know I told you I was coming, but he said, I just wanted to call and apologize and say I still want to come.
Well, we want Ronnie to come. Ronnie's without a doubt one of our good friends. If you go to all the Lincoln High School football games ever since back in the 20s, I think it was, Ken, Ronnie's been going to the high school football games at Lincoln High School. He's probably the #1 fan at Lincolnton High School. And if you look up there as you're walking up to the home side of the stadium, up there on the right-hand side is the first section of the bleachers. You'll see that's Ronnie Carpenter's section right there, Kenny.
And if you don't see him, you'll
hear him, I promise
You'll eventually
He's
hear
the
him.
man, that's for sure. So, Ronnie, we miss you, man. Come on by and see us. All right, Kenny, the first federal Lincoln County High School student-athlete football player of the week is?
Reed McCrory from North Lincoln. This QB, Tim, had a great game against West Lincoln in a losing effort. The shootout, 56-49, but in that game he threw for 3 touchdowns. He ran for a touchdown. He threw for 334 yards. He had a great game.
Yes, he did, and he's well deserving of that award. And I tell you, the kid from West Lincoln, I tell you, this is probably the hardest week this past week for us to be able to pick a player.
Yeah,
because Brandon Eichert had a sensational game too, and we'll get more on him.
Yeah,
too.
he rushed for over 200 yards, but there were some stats that came out of that game, Tim,
I'm telling
because you talk about a barn burner and just a shootout. That's what it was.
And I talked to Tommy Sane, too, the West Lincoln Rebels head football coach, and what a first-class individual. And he said his team played great, and he also complimented the quarterback from North Lincoln as well, Reed McCrory, and said what a great game he had as well.
Yeah, he had a great game, and we presented that award Monday afternoon. Tall young man, looks like he's about 6'3", and he's got a good arm, and he's having a great season so far this year.
Yes, he does. We'll get into the North Lincoln and West Lincoln game here in just a little while, but first, let's jump in with both feet on the East Lincoln Mustangs, Ken. They went and they played the late Norman Charter and had a big win, the first conference win for head football coach David Lubowitz.
Yeah, they won that 28-7. Coach Steele was disappointed about the penalties. Tim, they've been plagued by penalties all year. They had a dozen penalties again Friday night and 115 yards of penalties.
If they ever can fix a way to fix those penalties, they're going to score more points and probably win a lot more football games too.
Quarterback Chase Jones, who's been showing improvement every game, had 106 yards passing, a passing touchdown, and also 54 yards rushing to lead that East Lincoln team.
Yeah, and Chase Jones, his parents is Johnny Jones and Mandy Jones. Know Johnny well, went to school with Johnny. Johnny and I played a little softball together. Great family, and I know Chase is doing really well. Like you said, he's improving each week. Coach Lubowitz told us how proud he was of the young man, too. First-year varsity quarterback there for the East Lincoln Mustangs, and he's doing a sensational job on the field and off the field, especially leading those Mustangs. So their defense is playing really well by Ryan Matz, who is the captain of the defense, and just doing a great job there on the defense. Well, and, of course, the big cat himself, we call him Chaz Williams, is too, having a great year too, Ken.
Yes, the defense has been their strong point all year. The offense is coming along. As you said, they just got to eliminate those penalties. They've eliminated a lot of the turnovers that was plaguing them in the first couple of games. So if they eliminate the penalties, they'll be able to move that offense smoother. Lucas McConnell, a freshman, caught a touchdown pass and then scored another touchdown on a 44-yard run Friday night. So that kid's just a freshman, Tim, but he's making things happen.
Yes, he is. And I tell you, he's having a great year, Lucas is. So he's putting up some stats, and he's just a freshman, like you said. And man, I tell you, he's got 3 more years with the Mustangs. Outstanding young man. He's gonna have a great football career, but it's over and done with.
When I talked to the coach about him, he said, yeah, I said his family and his brothers and mother, father, pretty good size, but said we got to get him to grow because he is little. But he's a freshman. He's got room to grow. He may be one of those guys hit that growing spurt and grow 6 inches in a year. You don't know.
Now your East Lincoln Mustangs, they take on the Lincolnton Wolves this tonight, actually. And Ken, I know you'll be there.
Y'all be there with Smoke, Evan Ludwig. And we'll be bringing that broadcast to you from East Lincoln. And this is a rivalry game, of course, Tim, between these two.
Yes.
And past years, they've been 2 of the best teams in the conference fighting it out. This year, maybe they're not the two best teams, but the rivalry will still be just as hot when they play.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Absolutely. So I know in the years past, East Lincoln's gotten the best of Lincolnton there in the last 4 or 5 years. So I know Lincolnton's chomping at the bit to go down to East Lincoln to pick up their first conference win. And, of course, Lincoln played this past Friday night. They played the Newton Conover Red Devils there at Newton Conover. And I take in what a beautiful football field they got. And the press box is really great press box.
I really enjoyed being there. That's a nice place to be. The press box is beautiful. They treated you well, and that's a beautiful field and setup there. And we enjoyed doing that game last Friday night. Newton Conover, as expected, came out smoking with their offense. First 2 possessions, put 2 touchdowns on the board, went up 13-0, and it was right late in the first quarter, and we thought, man, it's going to be a long, long game for Lincoln. And all of a sudden, Lincoln came out in what we call the big bone, Tim.
Yeah, and they ran the ball really well, and you could see that Newton Conover had no answer whatsoever in the first half. Like you say, for the big bone, Lincoln was down. Was it 13-0 right off the bat,
and scored
two
touchdowns in that second quarter to go into halftime with a 14-13 lead.
They look totally different. I mean, they look like they weren't even the same team from what we saw in the past weeks. But the big bone seemed like to work really well for the type of offense that the Lincoln Wolves was running. And I know Leffer was awfully proud of his kids. I seen him a text and told him, I said, you should be very proud of your kids, which he was. And so they came out running the football, power football. It's old power football, they call it. That's what the guys up there behind us, Coach Morris of Newton Conover, who was one of the football coaches there for about 20 years, great man up in the press box, said that it's called old school power football. Line them up. Here we are, two tight ends, and just smash down the field.
And three
quarterback,
backs,
three, yeah.
And just tight and say, okay, we're just bringing the bodies at
Absolutely. And they played well through pretty much the third quarter until they had that turnover. Tyshawn
had to turn over.
Was running up the side and fumbled the football.
And it sort of flipped the field position. Newton Conover got their offense going, and they did make a couple adjustments to crowd that line of scrimmage a little bit more and slow that big bone down, and got some scores and actually pulled away and won that game 35-14.
And I take in, I really like what I saw out of Lincolnton's defense. Zach Lucas from Lincolnton is having a great year. The young man who's playing defense and offense, he's running the ball too. And there was a couple other kids too that we hadn't heard of. The Walker kid, number 45,
Josh Walker.
Yes, he wasn't even on the roster at all, Ken.
No, and he was playing that fullback position in that big bone. And Lucas, as you mentioned, Tim, he blocked a field goal, and he
he did.
Was
right before the half.
Yeah, before the half, and he's also the one who recovered the fumble.
Yes,
that Newton Conover had in the first half.
Absolutely. So he's having a great year. Mr. Lucas is for the Lincolnton Wolves, and so had a great half up at Newton Conover. And you know, it's almost like they say, hey, let's just go ahead and change their offensive philosophy and go with it right here tonight. Start it and just see how we do. They did great. They did great.
They did.
So
and Tyshawn Harris again led the Lincoln offense with 137 yards on 21 carries and scored the 2 touchdowns.
But I tell you, speaking of Newton Conover, they've got a young man at quarterback, Shamar Baker. He's really good. That kid, he's the best football player I've seen this year so far.
He looked really good, and he can throw it, and he's also got some quickness, and he can run it. And then they have a big, powerful back, Tyler Stinson, who just pounds it in the second half. They pounded that ball and used him a lot, and I think they wore the Lincoln defense down. And he had a big first half in that game. He had probably 100 yards. I mean, second half. He had probably 100 yards rushing in that second half, and ended up scoring a touchdown, 4 touchdowns in the game. So he had a big game.
He did. So the Lincoln Wolves taking on the East Lincoln Mustangs tonight, Friday night. Kenny Link will be there. I won't be there. I'm going to be at West Lincoln tailgate party up at West Express. Come on by, say hello to me. All the West Lincoln fans there. We're going to be doing some eating food, some hot dogs, hamburgers again, and we're going to have a great time.
Well, we're going to talk about that big game they have because that's the homecoming game.
That's right. That's right.
West Lincoln.
So we're going to talk about that. So we're going to go to a commercial, and we'll be back right here on the First Federal Lincoln County High School Football Show. It's Tim Johnson and Ken Link right here on WLON 1050 AM.
Hi, I'm Ledford Gibson, head football coach, Lincoln High School, and you're listening to Tim and Ken on WLON Lincoln County Football Show.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County for over 75 years. Customer service is a priority at First Federal Savings Bank, where they want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, products, and services of larger banks with hometown people that you see throughout your community. They live here, they work here, and this community matters to the people at First Federal Savings Bank. First Federal Savings Bank has 4 convenient locations in downtown Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. Stop in and visit and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
All right, we're back here at the First Federal Lincoln County High School Football Show. Myself, Tim Johnson, and the man right beside of me, Mr. Kenny Link. Ken, there's a place that we go every Friday before our pregame meal before we go to the football stadium, and it is some of the best food you'll ever eat.
Yeah, the House of Pizza is always there with great food and great service. And
I'm telling you.
And sometimes it's a tough choice about what to get because it's all good, Tim.
Absolutely. I mean, they got Italian food. They got Greek food. They got, I tell you, if you like chicken, I know John, the owner there, he seasons that chicken, I think, for like 24 hours all night before he cooks it. It is absolutely just delicious. I know Ken got that chicken sandwich. Oh, man.
It's I tell you what, you'll enjoy that chicken sandwich if you get it.
And it's hanging off the bun.
Oh, yeah.
It's
the
hanging off.
The bun doesn't cover it. You got about an inch hanging off all the way around, so you got a lot of chicken.
Yeah, I like their lasagna. That's one of my favorite. But I know Ken, me and you, every time we sit down, we say, hey, and they get house special. The house special. Tell them about the house special.
That house special pizza, house special. Tim and I, we get a medium, and it don't last long. We probably could take care of a large by ourselves, but we don't want to pig out too much. But we really enjoy that.
And for all our good fans out there and our folks and stuff, listeners, Ken's been doing a lot of walking here lately. Ever since Ken's making you're making me fat too, Ken. I want you to know that. All righty. So the West Lincoln Rebels, they host tonight the Maiden Blue Devils who coming to town. Their Maiden's 1-0. They're 5-0. They're undefeated. And so the Rebels are 1-0 in the conference, 3-2 overall. Tommy Sane has got his Rebels flying to the football, and they're putting some points on the board, especially after that big win they had at North Lincoln High School. Actually at West Lincoln when North Lincoln came to town to play the Rebels, the Knights.
Yeah, they put 56 on the board, Tim. And
wow.
That's a lot of points in any league.
Wow.
And they had over 400 yards rushing. Brandon Eichert had 228 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, that guy had a night, too.
Yes, he did. And Kathan Fansuk, who was one of our, I think he was the first week. Was it the first week? The first Federal Lincoln County High School Student Athlete Football Player of the Week. Had 160 yards rushing. So you got one guy with 228 yards with 4 touchdowns, and you got the other guy who's got 160 yards rushing. They're liable to have 2 1,000-yard backs in their backfield.
They may, because those 2 guys have been doing it all year.
Yes.
They have been doing it, and they're going to run that ball. And they got a quarterback and throw it a little bit, but they don't want to throw it. They would rather run that ball.
But listen to me, Ken. Now, who do you credit here? You credit their offensive line. Jack Willis, who's the center.
Yes.
You know, he's playing great, too. I know Tommy Sainz talked about Jack numerous times to me. So he's having a great year. And we're going to get some more of those names of the offensive linemen. We're going to shoot them out to you next week. So, but, yeah, West Lincoln High School, they're known to run the football. And this is great.
One of the things that Coach Sain said about these 2 runners, these 2 running backs, Eichert and Fansuk, they both block well for each other. So when they're not carrying it, Tim, they're doing the job trying to open the holes for the other.
They're doing the dirty work for each other. Absolutely. So great running backs there at West Lincoln. Brandon Eichert, 228 yards rushing, 4 TDs. Nakathan Fansuk, 160 yards rushing. And, of course, their quarterback, too, Mr. Seth Willis, having a great year, too, directing that offense as West Lincoln goes deep into the season as well. I'm predicting West Lincoln is going to beat Maiden.
Well, this is a big game.
They're going to beat Maiden.
And they very well could. Maiden has they hadn't lost the game, but West Lincoln might be the best team Maiden played
right now.
Absolutely. Thus far in the season. So, and it's at West Lincoln. It's a big homecoming, and they'll be ready.
I'm going to have them fired up. I promise you, Ken.
Now, I think it's been a long time since West Lincoln's beaten Maiden. So we'll see what happens in this game. Now, Maiden is led by quarterback Kagan Mayfield. Tim, I understand he's a transfer from Davidson Day, that program that dissolved, and that he's a senior.
Good football player.
But last week, he had 80 yards rushing on 8 carries, 1 touchdown, 65 yards passing, another touchdown, and returned a kickoff 95 yards for a third touchdown.
So it sounds like to me he's the offense for Maiden Blue Devils.
He's the main offense. But there's another guy, running back Kentrell Williams, had 214 yards last week on 21 carries in their win over Bandy's. So, but Mayfield's the man that makes them go.
So both teams can run the football.
Both can.
And I'm going to tell you, Seth Willis can run the football too.
Yeah,
he can run it too.
Some.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I'm sure he probably don't run it like this young man does, this Mayfield kid.
That's another game is well worth watching. I mean, last week we knew going into the West Lincoln North Lincoln game that was going to be one that would be fun to watch. I think this was going to be fun to watch.
I think so. I'm picking West Lincoln to win. I'm telling you, West Lincoln's going to win this football game, and they're going to win a close game. I'm thinking maybe 2 points. I'm thinking maybe something like 28-26, something like that, maybe 30-28. I think West Lincoln's going to pull away and I'm not even going to say it's an upset. I think West Lincoln's defense is going to key down. I think they got some players on defense who can stop the quarterback and make him one-dimensional. I think they can.
We'll see, but I think it'll be a close game. Now, Tim, backing up a minute, me and you didn't make any picks on this East Lincoln game.
I'm picking Lincolnton.
You picking Lincoln?
I'm picking Lincoln. I think what Lincoln showed me last weekend on the big bone offense, I think that's going to give East Lincoln some fits. I think Lincoln, and I'm going to tell you.
I think that's the best offense against East Lincoln's defense.
Right, I do too.
I think that's better than the spread. I think East Lincoln will play better defense against the spread than they will against the big bone.
Right. I'm picking Lincoln to win, and I think it'll be a close ball game. And the reason why, because of the penalties. Now, listen, if East Lincoln can stop the penalties, they can beat Lincoln.
Yeah.
They can beat Lincoln.
And they know they need to do it, but they haven't done it all year, Tim.
Right.
I mean, it's been a problem all year.
From seeing East Lincoln play in Lincoln, I think Lincoln's athletes on the offense is a little bit better than what I see on the East Lincoln side. East Lincoln's got the advantage because the quarterback, I think their quarterback, Chase Jones, is playing really good. He's improved every week. Like you said, I think he's a little better. So I'm picking Lincoln to win that game in a close contest, maybe something like 24-21, 27-21, something like that, Kenny.
Okay.
So, but anyway, get back to West Lincoln. West Lincoln's going to beat Maiden.
But they may. I don't know. I'm not going to pick one in this game. I think it's a toss-up game again. I think West Lincoln might get over the hump of not beating Maiden in a long, long time. And this is their opportunity to do it.
Yes.
They have the team this year, I think, that can do it, and they've got the game at home on homecoming. That's in their favor.
Right. And like I say, I'll be there at West Express. I want everybody to come on up there to hang out with us, be playing music, stuff like that, be getting the crowd pumped up for the tailgate party. Also, we're going to have a lot of giveaways and stuff at West Express. The gas will be low. It'll be the lowest you can find it anywhere in Lincolnton. So we want you to come up there, fill your car up with gas, have a hot dog, eat some hamburgers, hang out with the crew. West Lincoln, we have some football players over. I think Tommy Sain's going to come over and talk to us too. But this is the chance. Can remember this. This is the chance for West Lincoln to beat Maiden, who's a really good football team. That, to me, will help them get a good seed in the playoffs.
Oh, yes.
And win. The winner of this right here is going to be a number
big.
2, 3 seed.
It'll be big for them as far as going forward and getting in the playoffs.
And confidence, I'm going to tell you, this will put them over the top confidence too. So we're going to go to a commercial, and we'll be right back here on the First Federal Lincoln County High School Football Show.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County for over 75 years. Customer service is a priority at First Federal Savings Bank, where they want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, products, and services of larger banks with hometown people that you see throughout your community. They live here, they work here, and this community matters to the people at First Federal Savings Bank. First Federal Savings Bank has 4 convenient locations in downtown Lincoln, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. Stop in and visit and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Okay, we're back on the Lincoln County Football Show here on Friday night, and we're talking about the Lincoln County games this weekend. And tonight, North Lincoln is going to travel up to Lake Norman Charter. Lake Norman lost to East Lincoln last week, 28-7. So North Lincoln is going up there hoping they get a win after that close loss they had to West Lincoln last week, Tim.
Yeah, I'm picking North Lincoln to win big. I think that McCory's going to have a great game. He's going to have a big game as well. I think Caleb Hawley's going to have a great game too. And Cribb, the running back, he's going to have another big game too as well. So I was looking over these stats here, Ken. McCory was 18 for 29, like you said, to 334 yards. He was our first Federal Lincoln County High School football student athlete, football player of the week. Caleb Hawley had 117 yards. Zach Rhodes had 103 yards. And Cribb had 205 yards rushing and 25 carries and 3 touchdowns. That's a sensational game.
It had some huge offense. It's just like you and I said. They had so many good performances last week. It's a shame we only have one award to give away.
Yes, me and Ken, we said what we could do is give 2 awards, one to Brandon Eichert, one to. But we feel like Eichert, he'll be there too at the end of the season. He'll be nominated again, I'm sure of, and I'm sure McCory would be too. But Cribb had a great game. But from my understanding from that game, they turned the ball over. They made mistakes, Ken, and West Lincoln capitalized on those mistakes at North Lincoln. And we want to apologize for Lake Norman Charter. We don't have a lot of information on Lake Norman Charter. We know that they got a pretty decent football team.
Well, they've got a 3-2 record.
Yes, I see that.
They did lose last week to East Lincoln, but they've won some games, so they're 3-2. So they've been representative in the non-conference games they played. So they have a home game, so it might be closer than you think when North Lincoln gets there. But one thing about North Lincoln, they're going to pass the ball. They got good receivers. They got a good quarterback.
I tell you, I like
your
it.
defense is going to have to be
stay
able
honest
to stop it.
Yes.
Now, when we talk to Coach Steve Pack, Tim, every game they've been right there. Every game they've played close. And he's just saying, man, we're just 2 or 3 football plays away. We just need to make a couple more plays and we win these games.
It's coming for Coach Pack.
I think it will be. But you could feel a little bit of frustration, like we're so close, but we just can't pull those wins out yet.
Right. And and I'm a Coach Pack fan. I tell you, this guy's unbelievable. If you haven't, you fans out there at North Lincoln, if you haven't met your football coach, take the time and go meet this man. This man's first class. He is a football coach.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's doing a great job down there,
has.
and you can tell the players really like him. The fans like him, and he's changed the culture down there at North Lincoln as far as football. And they'll get some wins. They're going to get some wins. They're coming.
Yes, they are. And another football coach, too, is David Luvowitz of East Lincoln High School. This guy's first class, too. So, we got 2 new coaches in our area, and they're young. This is their first year of coaching. Hey, if you have a chance, opportunity before the game starts, like, say, maybe around 6:30, walk down to the field where the coaches are. Hey, introduce yourself to them. Get to know these coaches. These guys are great men. They're great men for the great kids that they have in their programs and stuff there at East Lincoln and North Lincoln, as well as North Lincoln, West Lincoln, and Lincoln too. Yeah. I mean, Lefford Gibson's been at Lincoln for a long time. He's 3rd year head coach.
Yeah,
he's done a great job at Lincoln High School.
Yeah,
and he's got a team this year that he's finding ways to be able to win games, so it's going to take him a little time. He don't have the athletes he's had in the past, so Lefford Gibson's doing a great job with those young men. And, of course, Tommy Sain's been at West Lincoln. I guess he's the elder now, Ken. He's the oldest.
The Lincoln County coach as far as head coaches. He's the guy who's been there the longest.
And his coaching staff, too. Yeah. He's had the same coaching staff for a long time. So Tommy Sain and them up there at West Lincoln is putting great things there at West Lincoln and having some great kids up there who are playing some good football. So we want them to win and do well too. I think Tom Sain's going to win a playoff game this year. This is the year for him.
So it's his best chance in a long time.
Yes. So, but yeah, absolutely. So looking at the South Fork 2A conference, Ken, Maiden's on top, 5-0,
and Newton Conover with a 4-1 record, but 1-0 in a conference, just like Maiden. West Lincoln is 1-0, and East Lincoln's 1-0. And then you have the other 4 teams that lost their first game last week. Lake Norman Charter 0-1, Bandy's 0-1, Lincoln 0-1, and North Lincoln 0-1. So it's early, and there's still a lot to be decided. Now, Newton Conover is at Bandy's this week, Tim. We hadn't talked about that game, but I would say Newton Conover would be favored and probably should win that game.
Yeah, they should. And that is a rival game, Bandy's and Newton. That's like the Maiden and Newton and even Maiden and Bandy. So that's a big rival game for the Newton Conover Red Devils. But, yeah, I think Newton Conover ain't going to have no problem beating Bandy's this week. I wouldn't think so.
Newton Conover, they certainly got a good team, but I saw a little frustration set in last week, Tim, when Lincolnton had that big bone out there. And they had some penalties. That was the one negative we saw last week about Newton Conover. They had a lot of penalties that hurt some of their drives.
I credit the coaching staff of Newton Conover coming out and making second half adjustments to the big bone. They made some great adjustments, and they got that big turnover from Tyshawn Harris. And then from that point on, it was all Newton Conover. Lincoln didn't have an answer.
They couldn't get in the end zone, and you knew Newton Conover was going to score some more points. And they put 3 touchdowns up the second half, and Lincoln they couldn't come up with that. In fact, Lincoln didn't score the second half, and so Newton Conover did make some good adjustments and take over the game and come out with a win.
So we got Maiden at West Lincoln, Newton Conover at Bandy's, West Lincoln. Let's see. Then we got East Lincoln and Lincoln, and that game's at East Lincoln High School tonight. Ken will be there. And then you got Lake Norman Charter, I guess, at North Lincoln. Is that correct?
No.
It's at Lake Norman Charter.
Yeah, Lake Norman Charter's playing North Lincoln at home.
And then you got Newton Conover and Bandy's. All right, so your picks, Ken. I'm picking the big game of the night. I would say probably would be West Lincoln and Maiden. Wouldn't you think so?
Yes, I would say that.
I'm taking West Lincoln. On the East Lincoln, I'm taking the Lincoln Wolves on that, and Kenny.
Yeah, I don't know which way to go on that one. I know I'm sort of straddling the fence here. I'll go with Lincoln on that. I'm going to go with Maiden on the Maiden West Lincoln.
Maiden West Lincoln, okay.
I'll go with Newton Conover over Bandage, and North Lincoln I think will beat Lake Norman Charter.
Yes, I think North Lincoln will win big over the Lincoln Lake Norman Charter School. That's my.
But that's why they play the game, Tim. We're picking them, but those young athletes will decide the game on Friday night.
Absolutely.
Every Friday night they decide the game.
And some of the kids that played well this past week, Zach Lucas played really well for the Lincoln Wolves. Like Kim saying, Tyshawn Harris had another great game for the Lincoln Wolves. Reed McCory, Caleb Holly, Zach Rhodes had a great game as well. Haven't mentioned his name much this year. Zach Rhodes of North Lincoln had a great game. Clayton Cribb, of course, for the North Lincoln Knights. And then, of course, Brandon Eichard had 228 yards, Ken. He made it really tough on the decision to have 4 touchdowns. Nikathan Fansuk, originally the very first federal Lincoln County High School student athlete, football player, had a great game, 160 yards rushing. And I see East Lincoln.
Also Chandler Jones.
Yes.
I think we maybe failed to mention him. He had 88 yards rushing last Friday night, so and a touchdown. And he's been their leading rusher all year, Chandler Jones has.
Right, so he had a great game from Chandler Jones, as well as Lucas McConnell, the young freshman, stepping up and making some big plays for the East Lincoln Mustangs. All righty, Kenny, that's going to do it for right here for the First Federal Lincoln County High School Football Show here on WLON, Lincolnton, 1050 AM. You can catch us every Friday from 6:30 to 7. It's Tim Johnson and Kenny Link. You guys have a great weekend. Come see me at West Lincoln. Ken's at East Lincoln High School.
We'll see you there.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County for over 75 years. Customer service is a priority at First Federal Savings Bank, where they want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, products, and services of larger banks with hometown people that you see throughout your community. They live here, they work here, and this community matters to the people at First Federal Savings Bank. First Federal Savings Bank has 4 convenient locations in downtown Lincoln, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. Stop in and visit and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Ram Power Days. They're underway at Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Lincoln. Get $1,000 Power Days bonus cash on select 2017 models. Now get up to $11,971 in total value on the new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models. Or get 0% APR for 72 months on the new Ram 2017 1500 models. Come in now for all the details and save big during Ram Power Days. Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. When it's time to call your order in for your special event, call the Chuck Wagon Grill for any occasion. They'll cater to your every need. They'll even bring it to your doorstep. And be sure to check out their prime rib. It's absolutely out of this world good. The Chuck Wagon Grill is open 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday with some great daily lunch and dinner specials. Be sure to check out their homemade soup on cool days ahead. For your catering, call 704-732-4777. The Chuck Wagon Grill, 3051 Highway 27, east of Lincoln. The Cleveland County Fair returns September 28th through October 8th. It's Cleveland County's biggest annual event. Plan now to bring the family to the 93rd Cleveland County Fair. Entertainment includes the Cervini Family Circus, Extreme Illusions and Escapes, Act Monsters, Chainsaw Art, Boomer and his farm delivery truck. Plus, enjoy the sounds of Blend with hits from the 50s and 60s, along with country and gospel. Plus, Demolition Derby on the grandstand. Plan now to be there September 28th through October 8th. The 93rd Annual Cleveland County Fair. Online at clevelandcountyfair.com.
We're community-minded. We believe in what we do. We love this town. We live in just like you.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community minded, just like you.
We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vail. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the LincolnCounty.com Game of the Week, presented by Ronaldo Automall in Shelby. I'm Evan Ludwig, joined by Ken Link. And Ken, it's another big Lincoln County matchup, as this week it's the rematch of last year's epic battle between East Lincoln and Lincolnton.
Yes, and it's always a big rivalry between these two Lincoln County schools. And in the past, a lot of times it's been these two are at the top of the conference. They've won the conference, I think, 12 out of 13, the last 13 years. But it's a little different this time because they're not the top 2 teams at the conference right now. Newton Conover and Maiden's looking good. West Lincoln's look pretty good. But there's still a hot rivalry, and we still expecting a lot of motion in this game tonight.
Yeah, so East Lincoln coming into this game 2-3. They've won 2 straight after starting the year 0-3. Lincolnton looking to get back on track, only a win against East Gaston, and that's been it. It's been a tough sled for Lincolnton so far this year. Now, remember last year in the epic battle, there were so many players that were on both teams that are no longer on either one of these teams due to graduation and transfers. You look at Lincolnton, Sage Surratt, Langdon Givens, Cordell Littlejohn, Xavier McLean. So many big names for Lincolnton. We're missing Donnie Thompson as well. And East Lincoln, you look at Cameron Dollar, Trevor Childers, Christian Salerno, Marcus Graham, Jalen Frazier. The names of this game last year have changed so much, Ken. It's going to be a complete 180 from what we've seen, just so many new, fresh faces.
Yes, the talent is different, and to be quite honest with you, it's down a little bit on both teams, and I think they know that, but they're playing hard, and they're trying to establish what they can with the players they have on the team, establish the best offense and defense to use. And I know Lincoln's gone back and forth on several offensive schemes, and going in tonight, I'm not sure what we'll see. We'll probably see a combination.
Yeah, you said Lincolnton's been changing offenses as the year goes along. Started the year off with the shotgun spread formation, and now it's changed over to, what'd you call it, Ken?
I call it the big bone. They were running the eye with Tyshawn Harris, the key runner in there, and last week, after they went down quickly, 13-0 to Newton Conover, they came out in what they call their big bone, 2 tight ends in close, quarterback under center, and 3 backs behind him. And they just have it in real tight, and it's just a mass of bodies as they hand the ball off. One gets it, the other 2 or 3 block in front of them. A little bit of deception because you couldn't always see who had it. But it actually surprised Newton Conover, and Lincoln scored 14 and actually went in a half leading 14-13.
And unfortunately for Lincolnton in that game last week, after they went up 14-13, they could not score at all in the second half as Newton shut them down on defense, and Newton won that game 35-14 was the final. East Lincoln, after, as I said earlier, starting the season 0-3, got a big win on the road against East Gaston 2 weeks ago. And then last week here at David Clark Field, East Lincoln got a 28-7 victory over the Lake Norman Charter Knights. And now they are looking, with a win here tonight, Ken, to get to 500, which if you would have said that to an East Lincoln fan 3 weeks ago, they would have thought you would have been crazy.
Yeah, they got to be feeling a lot better. about themselves. They got some little bit of momentum. They got some confidence, and they'd love to go up 3 straight games and get a little bit of momentum going into the conference. I mean, they got a win, which is key. It's always key when you get a conference win, and they got that win last week over Lake Norman Charter, 28-7. Played well. Chase Jones continues to improve as the QB there as he gets more experience. He's becoming a leader on offense. That offense has struggled, and it's struggled for 2 reasons: turnovers and penalties. And early in the year, they had a lot of turnovers in the first 2 or 3 games. They've corrected that to some extent, but, Evan, they still have a lot of penalties. They had a dozen penalties last week for 115 yards, and that'll kill your momentum on offense.
Yeah, and that's really what's hurt East Lincoln. I mean, they could easily be, if they had the offense not making mistakes and, penalties, turnovers, whatnot, they could have another win at least on their record right now. But, that's only in horseshoes and hand grenades is almost good enough. And East Lincoln's trying to bounce back after their big deficit, which is, we see how NFL teams, it's hard to come back from an 0-3 deficit and record-wise, and it's real hard now with these new rules in high school football. But East Lincoln trying to do that, and with the defense they have, Ken, I think it is somewhat possible for East Lincoln to possibly make a late run to try to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're sitting in a better spot right now than Lincoln. This is almost really got to have a game for Lincoln if they want to turn their season around a little bit. This is a huge game for them.
Yes, and also East Lincoln's defense only given up about 70 points this year. Out of the teams we cover in the KTC broadcasting area, that's 5th in terms of average points given up a game. So East Lincoln's defense, one of the top half in the KTC broadcasting area. All right, folks, when we come back here to the First Federal Savings Bank pregame show, we're going to give our Classic Ford Lincoln of Shelby players to watch, and we'll give a little conference roundabout to tell everyone about the conference games that are happening tonight in the South Fork 2A Conference. You're listening to Renato Automall's broadcast of LincolnCounty.com football on YouTube.
Just say fill her up. Be ready for Old Man Winter with a fill-up from Rhodes & Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton. No matter where you live, Rhodes & Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton can deliver. Just call 704-735-2508. Be ready for Old Man Winter with your winter fill-up from Rhodes & Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincolnton. Again, call 704-735-2508. Just say fill her up from Rhodes & Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Your local auto owner's insurance agency is East Lincoln Insurance Agency on Highway 16 in Denver. Call 704-483-3243.
Doctor, what's wrong with my husband?
Let's take a look. CKDKDS Macron. Oh, yes, I've seen this before. Your husband has coyote fever.
Coyote fever?
Yes, he's obviously learned of the hot deals going on now at your local coyote tractor dealer.
Is this serious?
Very serious. Now's the best time to buy one of the best-selling tractors on the market. If you care at all about your husband, you'll drive him over to the coyote dealer now. Oh, and I'm writing you a prescription for great deals on all implements, too.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vale.
We're community-minded. We believe in what we do. We love this town. We live in just like you.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community-minded, just like you.
We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vale. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Drew, This new city just makes me miss home, man.
Go get a sweet tea from McDonald's. They make it fresh, sweet, and it's icy cold, just like your mom's.
But I miss home.
Oh, so you miss your mom telling you to make sure your room's clean? Or
close the fridge, Ryan, and stop letting all the cool air out. Or turn them lights off, Ryan.
All right, got it. The sweet tea is just right. But you know I'm going to tell my mom you got jokes.
No, don't.
This is no joke. Stop by McDonald's and get a large sweet tea for just $1 all summer long. Large sweet tea, just $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
Flu shots are now available at the Falston Pharmacy in Falston, at Allen Drugstore in Stanley, and at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville. Come get yours today. And now all 3 stores can bill Medicaid along with Medicare and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be ready when that old flu bug tries to put you down. Get your flu shot now and be ready to fight back. Get yours today at Allen Drugstore, Main Street in Stanley, Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston, and at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville.
And welcome back to the First Federal Savings Bank Stadium pregame show here on LincolnCounty.com and YouTube.com. Evan Ludwig and Ken Link with you for to call off tonight's game between Lincolnton and East Lincoln. And without any further ado, Ken, I'll give you the honors for the Lincolnton Wolves Classic 4 to Shelby player to watch before we get started here tonight.
The player to watch for Lincoln is a player who's been their leading offensive player so far this season, Tyshawn Harris. Now, Tyshawn Harris not only is the player to watch from the standpoint of the offense and rushing, but he's got a tendency, because he fights so hard for yardage, sometimes to fumble.
It's the Subway Sub of the Day, each day of the week.
It's key for Tyshawn Harris to run the ball well, but don't lay it on the ground. And to me, that's the most important thing for Lincolnton, and that is our Classic Ford and Lincoln of Shelby player to watch for Lincolnton.
All right, Tyshawn Harris will be the player to watch for Lincolnton. I'm going to go off the beaten path here a little bit, give it to a guy who's at a position that doesn't get that much recognition. We talk about Ryan Matz on the defensive line, Ken, but we don't really give enough credit to a guy like Chaz Williams, the defensive tackle. He just clogs up all the holes, helping guys like Judd Rill. He helped Trevor Childers in the past, and Dalton Salerno as well, and helped them move, just get a lot of stops in the backfield. But Chaz Williams has been doing a great job during his high school career here at East Lincoln, and I think he's expected to have a big night tonight with this option game that Lincolnton's running. I expect a lot of things tonight from Chaz Williams, so he's my Classic Ford Lincoln of Shelby player to watch for East Lincoln tonight. And I know there's a lot of good options, like Christian Parks is definitely an interesting one if you want to look at that one too, because he got hurt in this game last year after having a great start for East Lincoln in his junior year, and then got hurt, missed basketball season the whole year. So I think he's definitely wanting some redemption here tonight. All right, before we take another quick break, we want to run down the conference schedule tonight. Lake Norman Charter hosts North Lincoln. Maiden is traveling to West Lincoln, and that game is currently live on WLON 1050 a.m. Jason Sain and Philip Russ will be on the call for that one. Bandy's and Newton Conover are taking on each other. And let's see, the other game tonight, I think
that's us.
That's it. I was expecting so many more games, but only 3 tonight. And that'll be our South Fork 2A conference schedule for tonight. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the coin toss and kickoff here on LincolnCounty.com. As this is brought to you by Renato Automall, the title sponsor for tonight's game.
Celebrating 50 years. It's the Glen Oaks Golf Club. Hard to think how many birdies have been made over those years, and oh yeah, how many double bogeys too. Whether it's a birdie, par, or bogey, you'll love the Glen Oaks Golf Club. It's open to everyone. Visit the beautiful pro shop with driving range, snack bar, banquet facility, bar, picnic, shelter, and swimming pool. Great for group outings. Reserve your tee time by calling 828-428-2451 or visit the website at glenoaksgolf.com.
It's the Subway Sub of the Day. Each day of the week, you get a different 6-inch sub for just $3.50. Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken sub. Wednesday, the turkey breast sub. Thursday, the Italian BMT sub. Friday, the tuna sub. Saturday, the Black Forest ham sub. And Sunday, the meatball marinara sub. Your choice, just $3.50. The Sub of the Day from Subway in Boulder City and the Walmart in Lincolnton.
The RVer's most trusted resource for over 50 years. That's Campers Inn. Family owned and operated since 1966. And this area's dealer is Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Campers Inn is the nation's largest family-operated RV dealership, 16 locations up and down the East Coast. From motorhomes to travel trailers and more, from the industry's leading manufacturers, plus award-winning RV sales and service. See hundreds of RVs for the best prices, plus they have certified and trained service personnel and a professional staff with years of RV knowledge. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. Tell them Calvin sent you in to the Campers Inn. The Cleveland County Fair returns September 28th through October 8th. It's Cleveland County's biggest annual event. Plan now to bring the family to the 93rd Cleveland County Fair. Entertainment includes the Cervini Family Circus, Extreme Illusions and Escapes, Act Monsters, Chainsaw Art, Boomer and his farm delivery truck. Plus, enjoy the sounds of Blend with hits from the 50s and 60s, along with country and gospel. Plus, Demolition Derby on the grandstand. Plan now to be there September 28th through October 8th. The 93rd Annual Cleveland County Fair. Online at clevelandcountyfair.com. The reduced inventory pricing event, it's underway at Renato Cadillac Buick GMC in Shelby. Hurry it out for extra special savings, like the 2016 and 17 Buick Encore. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP. Up to $8,000 off MSRP on the 2017 GMC Terrain, and up to $10,000 off MSRP on the 2016 GMC Sierra. Come on in for all the details. Renato Cadillac Buick GMC at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby. This isn't an invitation, it's a dare to experience a vehicle like no other. The Polaris Slingshot. 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back. Insanely low, absolutely powerful. We dare you to ignore it. We dare you to categorize it. Experience the latest Slingshot models, including the limited edition SLR LE, featuring the all-new Ride Command. Only at your Slingshot dealer. We dare you. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community-minded, just like you.
We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vail. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Ram Power Days. They're underway at Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Lincolnton. Get $1,000 Power Days bonus cash on select 2017 models. Now get up to $11,971 in total value on the new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models. Or get 0% APR for 72 months on the new Ram 2017 1500 models. Come in now for all the details and save big during Ram Power Days. Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge, 1442 East Main Street in Lincolnton. Just arrived at Al Lane Motorsports in Lincolnton. Street Legal Factory Golf Carts. Come in and see the Street Legal Classic 4 or the Street Legal Forester AC4. Both Street Legal straight from the factory, complete with built-in battery charger, Trojan batteries, and fully loaded, and with a 2-year warranty. Financing is available with no money down. Payments around $115 per month. Come in for the details. Get your new golf cart today. Street Legal at Al Lane Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Lincoln. Online at AlLaneMotorsports.com. If you're not getting the service you want from your insurance company, then you need to see Beard Insurance Agency in Gastonia. See them for your auto, commercial, and home insurance needs. Writing for over 43 companies to get you the best possible price. Check their Google reviews about their excellent service. See this month's Employee of the Month, Tammy Schaefer. Tammy wants to invite all of her friends and former customers in Shelby to come by and see her at Beard Insurance Agency, located at 1312 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at beardagency.com. Like them on Facebook too. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County for over 75 years. Customer service is a priority at First Federal Savings Bank, where they want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, products, and services of larger banks with hometown people that you see throughout your community. They live here, they work here, and this community matters to the people at First Federal Savings Bank. First Federal Savings Bank has 4 convenient locations in downtown Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. Stop in and visit and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Having trouble finding a car or truck at a price you can afford? Your troubles are over when you stop in at Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton. At Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton, they make buying a pre-owned vehicle easy. No credit, no money to put down. Milholland Automotive has the banks to get you approved. Come see the selection today at Milholland Automotive, 423 West Main Street in Lincolnton. Visit the website at milhollandautomotive.com for a complete list of inventory, or give them a call at 704-736-1000. That's Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton.
And back here at David Clark Field here for another Lincoln County matchup here on LincolnCounty.com and on YouTube.com. This is Renato Automall broadcast of high school football. And also want to thank our stadium pregame show sponsor, First Federal Savings Bank, for sponsoring the scoreboard for tonight's game. Evan Ludwig, Ken Link with you for tonight's game. And just about ready for the coin toss, waiting for the captains to come out. I've already played our national anthem here. And, Ken, you couldn't ask for a better night to play some high school football tonight.
No, it's a great weather night for football. It's cooled off a little bit, and it ought to be a great game. It's a good atmosphere here. We probably don't have the kind of crowd we had last year. We still got a good turnout for this rivalry game.
Yeah. So most of the stands are full right now. Still seeing a lot of East Lincoln fans file in. The Lincolnton band's filing in. A lot of people from Lincolnton coming in right now. So should expect close to a full house, not like, as you said, Ken, last year, a complete full house where you could barely have any standing room, but still a great crowd out here tonight for a big Lincoln County rivalry game. And we're just waiting the captains to come out here tonight, Ken. And just want to give you everyone else a preview for the rest of the games we have on tonight on KTC Broadcasting. We've got Burns and Hunter Huss, Community School Davidson, Cherville, and Crest Stuart Kramer. That should be an interesting one. Stuart Kramer took one on the chin last week to Kings Mountain after having a hot start. Lost 2 straight to 2 of the best teams in the areas, as Ken looks like Stuart Kramer might be now having reality set into their season.
Yeah, I know their coach had high hopes and had made a statement that he thought he could compete in that conference, and he's going to have to back that up because that's a tough conference.
And don't forget, folks, on WLON 1050 AM, we're having Maiden take on West Lincoln. That's where Tim Johnson's at tonight at the West Express, playing DJ as it's homecoming. So it's a pretty big game for West Lincoln. If they can beat Maiden, that'll be the first time since 1985 that West Lincoln has beaten Maiden, if that happens tonight, Ken.
Yeah, that'd be huge. And West, this is the best chance they've had in many years to pull off that win against Maiden, in my opinion. And the winner of that game will go 2-up, 2-0 in the conference and be right up there with at the top with whoever Newton Conover is playing tonight. If they win, they could be 2-0, and it's the East Lincoln team. If they would win tonight, they would be 2-0.
Yeah, and also Bandy's Newton Conover. Those are the 2 out-of-county teams that are playing tonight. Interesting nugget on that one. Bandy's already had their starting quarterback get injured in the first game of the year. Their backup got hurt last week against Maiden. They've also got another couple of key injuries. So Bandy's not having a good amount of breaks when it comes to the injury list. And it doesn't get any easier tonight as they take on Newton Conover. And the captains are out here for both teams. Let's get the captains for Lincolnton first. Number 73, Parker Gaines. Number 6, Skylar Evans. Number 3, and our classic Ford Lincoln Shelby player to watch, Tyshawn Harris. And number 7, the quarterback, Terrell McLean. The captains for the East Lincoln Mustangs are number 54, Gage Wellborn. Number 53, Devin Rigdon. Number 88, Ryan Matz. And number 3, Judd Reel. East Lincoln's in orange jerseys, orange tops, and green pants. Lincolnton in yellow pants and white jerseys. So those are the jersey combinations for tonight's game between the 2 rivals. And remember, folks, last year it came down to the wire. Lincolnton winning for the first time since 2011, 42-35. East Lincoln looking to exact some revenge here tonight and get to 500 for the first time this year.
We're waiting for the toss, Evan, and I believe the officials got it. He's getting ready to toss it up in the air, and we're going to see who's going to kick off and who's going to be receiving here in a second.
It's now looks like Judd Reel's telling the ref what he's wanting to do here. Yeah. So it looks like East Lincoln might have deferred here. And Lincolnton is going to receive. They'll be going from left to right on the dial, as East Lincoln will be going right to left. And, of course, Lubowicz is part of the coaching tree of Coach Bias, and Coach Bias always loved deferring till the second half, Ken.
Yeah, and the Wolves are ready to get the ball, and this first possession will be important to see if the Wolves can move against this very good East Lincoln defense.
Yeah, both teams coming out here. Lincolnton is they're basically going to be coming out side by side here. Both the cheerleaders are basically about 15, 20 feet away from each other for both schools, as Lincolnton's locker room is on the far left here at the field house of East Lincoln High School, and East Lincoln's locker room is right in the middle of the field house. Now, remember, there is no scoreboard right beside the field house now at East Lincoln, as they got this brand new, beautiful jumbotron, I guess you could say, here at East Lincoln High School. They were playing highlights of last week's win against Lake Norman Charter here before the game, and it's definitely a very nice, Ken.
Beautiful scoreboard. Before the game, as we was getting ready to do the national anthem, they got the flag up on the board there, and it actually waves. It's really a cool-looking scoreboard.
Yeah, from what we were gathering here early on, they're still working out the kinks, but by the time next year comes around, they should be able to do more, as Lincolnton is now taking the field. The student section for Lincolnton is in the little concourse. They're not in the bleachers, but hardly any seats available in the bleachers at Lincolnton. And East Lincoln, it's much of the same here, despite both teams right now being below 500. A great turnout once again tonight between these two schools, as this has been the rivalry of the decade here in Lincoln County when it comes to football and basketball.
We're waiting for the Mustangs to come out. Lincoln just came out. And here come the Mustangs.
Knox Law Center says let's make some noise. Be proud and get loud.
And here come the Mustangs.
It's Friday Night Football.
Led by Terry Farrell here, carrying the East Lincoln flag, along with Chase Jones carrying the American flag, as East Lincoln definitely pumped up to get this game underway here at David Clark Field. And I also want to give a special shout out to our sponsors. First Federal Savings Bank sponsors our pregame show and the scoreboard. Classic Ford of Shelby and Lincoln. Classic Ford Lincoln Shelby. Classic Ford Lincoln of Shelby is our player to watch. First downs will be sponsored by Al Lanes Kubota of Lincolnton. Touchdowns tonight will be sponsored by Silver Point Homes in Lincolnton. The halftime show will be sponsored by Parker Farm Service. The stat sheet for tonight, LincolnCounty.com. The stadium postgame show will be sponsored by Carolina Trust Bank. Our offensive player of the game will be sponsored by Weston Sales and Vale. The defensive player will be sponsored by Rosenbill Oil Company. And our overall player of the game will be sponsored by Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. So I want to thank all those sponsors for sponsoring tonight's game. Without them, folks, we could not make this broadcast possible. So go out and help all those local businesses that I just named out. All right, kicking off for East Lincoln will be number 81, Ryan Shanklin. Back deep for the Wolves will be number 6, Skylar Evans. Number 5, Tyreek Hollis. And our Classic Ford Lincoln Shelby player to watch, Tyshawn Harris. And, of course, Ken, those are some speed threats out there to receive the kickoff.
Yeah, Holland's deepest around the 2 or 3 yard line, backs up to close to the goal line, comes up to the 5. And Shanklin can kick it that far. We'll see if he can get this one in the end zone.
Yeah, Shanklin been the kicker here at East Lincoln for about 3 years. And we are now underway here at East Lincoln, but it's a pooch kick. Going to be returned by Skylar Evans. He'll go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, and that's where Lincolnton will set up shop for the first drive of the game.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't kick that one deep, but I guess respecting Lincoln's speed back there. And Lincoln has a pretty good starting spot, but it's not too bad for East Lincoln. Just a notch past the 30, close to the 31-yard line.
Got 2 wideouts, 1 on each side. I formation, so a little bit of what we saw earlier this year from Lincolnton against North Gaston. Going to be a handoff up the middle. Actually, no. McLean going to take it for himself and get a gain of about 6 or 7 on the play before he was stopped by Terry Farrell.
Good ball handling there that kept it and found some room.
Yeah, and Ken, he waited to the last second to pull it out of fullback. So nice job there by McLean to fool the defense there and get a good chunk yards there on first down. 2nd down and 3 coming up. Going to be a pitch out, and it looks like it could be a pass play here. And Tyshawn Harris, our player to watch, finally gets dragged down by Judd Reel at about the 44-yard line. Looked like it could have been a pass play the way that Tyshawn was carrying it, only one hand, but then decided to run for it, Ken.
I think that was an option, pass or run, and he got by one guy and found some room on the sidelines and a nice gain. Looked like a gain of about 18 yards on that play.
And that'll be our first Al Lanes Kubota first down of the ball game, and Lincolnton already in East Lincoln territory at the East Lincoln 44-yard line. I formation yet again as Hollis being drugged down by our other player to watch, Chaz Williams, but Harris, gets about 3 or 4 on the play, stopped at about the 40-yard line to make it 2nd down and 6.
Harris is the workhorse for this Lincoln team. He will get a lot of carries out of that I formation.
Harris and Hollis will be the wideouts here on this play, as all I formation so far for Lincolnton. And it's going to be another handoff to Harris, still on the left side. He'll get a couple of yards, then be stopped at about the 37-yard line. Going to make it a 3rd and short coming up here for Lincolnton.
Let's gain about 5 on that play, and it brings up 3rd and 1 for the Wolves on the 36-yard line.
Yeah, already a big 3rd down coming up within the first 2 minutes of the game. This could be a big play if East Lincoln can stop them. Lincolnton wanting to get on the board early. It's going to be a fullback dive, and the fullback's going to easily get the first down, going to try to get some help from his teammates, and that gives him an extra yard or 2 for another Al Lanes Kubota first down. Let's see who the fullback was. That was number 45.
Josh Walker.
Josh Walker.
That's a gain on that play of looked like about 4 yards. They only needed 2, so that's a Al Lanes Kubota first down.
Hey, 4 yards from a fullback, you'll take that almost any day, Ken. They're usually about to get 1 or 2, but if you can double that, that's a good sign. First down and 10, both wideouts on the far side of the field. It's going to be a pitch out to Harris. He spin moves and then gets hit at the line of scrimmage by Matz.
Not much going there. He was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on that play.
Yeah, looks like some nice pressure there by number 58 to call a spin move, but get right into Ryan Matt's hands. That was Blaine Dellinger, I believe, that was on that calls the spin move right into the arms of Ryan Matz. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 coming up, a bunch formation, and it's going to be a play-action pass. Pass is high, but still caught by Josh Walker.
Excellent coverage out there by number 40, Daniel Herring for the Mustangs.
So with the high pass still being caught, it'll be 3rd down and about 8. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. And this is the first time tonight, Ken, that we've seen Lincolnton face a 3rd and long, and that's pretty tough when you're a running offense.
Yeah, and they're sort of in four down territory on the 29, so I think they'll use both downs to get the first if they don't get it here.
As right now, only Walker in the backfield. The fullback as trips to the left side. Going to be a rollout, a screen pass to Hollis. Hollis is stopped in the backfield, but still on his feet, and now being brought down. Ryan Matz with the final blow on that play. But a lot of Mustangs were corralling around that one, including Logan Philemon. That's going to be a loss of about 6 or 7 on the play and make it 4th and long.
That was a great pursuit by the Mustangs. Once one guy got there and slowed him down, They just were orange jerseys everywhere.
It was an orange crush, I guess you could say, on that play.
You could say that.
Well, looks like Lincolnton's not going to punt. From what we see right now is, right now, McLean going to line up under center still. Got 9 left on the play clock. As East Lincoln getting set up, and now Hollis having to go to the other side of the field to get set up. Only 2 left on the play clock. Will they get it off in time? They will. Going to be an end around, but the snap is bobbled there. It's going to be a throw by Skylar Evans. Way high, incomplete.
Well, a little bit of a halfback pass there, but the timing was off, and that play was doomed from the start.
Yeah, when you're trying to get your certain guy on the other side of the field and you're not even set up with 2 seconds left on the play clock, that dooms you from the start, and that's what that play looked like. So turnover on downs, East Lincoln, and a little bit of a bend but not break scenario, and they'll take it at their own 36-yard line. Let's see what this Mustang offense can do, Ken.
Yeah, and this is going to be important to see if they can get a drive going and eliminate the penalties.
Chase Jones and Chandler Jones in the backfield right now for the Mustangs. 2-by-2, a man going in motion. Going to be a fake to Chandler Jones. And Chase Jones. I mean, he landed on his shoulder and his head there, trying to jump over 2 Lincolnton defenders. That got about a yard on the play.
45, Walker on that play, the fullback for Lincoln. He made a big hit and upended him.
Josh Walker already making his presence felt, as Ken just said. I already had a couple of good plays on offense. Now had a great play on defense as a 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Mustangs. Same man in motion. This time they're going to hand it off to Chandler Jones. He's going off the right side. Got a lot of room. Going to get the first down and more across the 50 and tackle at about the 48-yard line. And that'll be good enough for an Al Lanes Kubota first down.
Nice gain there.
Chandler Jones, pretty good running back. He did get banged up last year, which halted his season. And this year, as the season's going along, he's getting better and better as the weeks come along, Ken.
They look like a 16-yard gain on that is plenty for the first down, and they're across midfield here on the Lincolnton 47-yard line.
So quickly, both teams have gotten into each other's territory on their first drive. Lincolnton got halted with no points. Let's see what East Lincoln can do. Got a man going in motion, but there's a flag on the play. It looks like on the back judge here. A delay of game call against the Mustangs. And, Ken, you've been saying this a lot throughout the weeks. East Lincoln's got to clean up these penalties.
And a lot of them have been pre-snap, and there's a pre-snap, and that hurts you. So we'll see if they're behind the sticks now. 1st and 15. Let's see if they can overcome that penalty.
Back in their own territory, ball at about the 47-yard line. Chase Jones giving the play call to his offensive line as they're getting set up. Trips to the left. And they're not sending a man in motion. Chase Jones going to stand in the pocket, now going to his left, going to throw to the flats for Christian Parks. He got hit, but still going, and gets the first down for the Mustangs.
Parks with a great, he got hit initially on the pass by Tyshawn Harris, but he just bounced off of that and went for another 10 yards.
So the first pass complete by Chase Jones, and it results in a good play here. The ball is at about the 34-yard line now for East Lincoln. Trips to the left side once again with Tavin Johnson, Christian Parks, and Lucas McConnell on the left side. I believe Peyton Pezzavento's on the far side of the field for the Mustangs. Now play clock's running low again at about 2. Will Chase Jones get the snap off?
He's going to take a timeout.
And they're going to have to take a timeout here. And Ken, we'll take a real quick timeout and be right back with you guys.
Think your dream home is out of reach? Think again. At Silver Point Homes in Lincolnton, they provide quality custom construction and the luxury amenities you want at an exceptional value. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an empty nester looking to downsize, we have the perfect home for you. Visit silverpointhomes.com to learn more or stop by our Lincolnton Sales Center to tour our model homes. Let our friendly staff help you visualize your dream. Silver Point Homes, making your dream home a reality. New models now on display. Silver Point Homes, East Main Street, Lincolnton.
All right, back here at David Clark Field, and Ken, East Lincoln almost escaped another mental mistake there on that play.
Yeah, the clock was running down, and they had to spend the timeout to keep from getting another delay penalty.
Yeah, they averted some mistakes on that last one by getting the first down, thanks to Christian Parks. But it's 1st and 10, ball at the Lincolnton 34. This is where the drive halted as Tavin Johnson is going in motion. Going to be handoff to Chandler Jones up the middle. Gets about 2 yards, then stopped right where he met number 55. That is Mauricio Lozano.
Brought down by number 55,
Mauricio Lozano, excuse me there. And that'll be a gain of about 3 or 4. Make it about 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Mustangs.
Bring up 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs.
And the Mustangs have it on the Lincoln 31-yard line.
Trips to the left once again for Mustangs. Tavin Johnson going in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Tavin Johnson. Johnson getting a lot of just bouncing off defenders, and he's going to get another Al Lanes Kubota of Lincolnton first down.
Johnson brought down by number 8, Caden Wyatt.
And Tavin Johnson, a junior. It's the first time I believe he's played against Lincolnton. And a nice start for Tavin Johnson. It's Chase Jones looking at Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones to the left of Chase here on 1st and 10, just outside the red zone. And it's going to be a pump fake, a pass completed to Tavin Johnson. It's a screen. Tavin Johnson gets another good gain this time, receiving the ball, and gets inside the 20. Going to be about 2nd and 4 coming up.
A nice run after the catch there by Johnson, who's looking good once he gets it.
Yeah, I was thinking he was pump faking to Tavin and looking deep for Christian Parks. Ball's at about the 18-yard line here for the Mustangs. Man going in motion for East Lincoln. Going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones to the right side. Gets to about the 15 before he is stopped by number 69, Brandon Blackwell.
Number 7, Terrell McLean.
And that's going to make it 3rd and inches coming up here, Ken.
Yeah, it looked like 3rd and about 2, it looks like.
Oh.
Bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs.
I thought it would have been a little bit less here, but nonetheless, Tavin Johnson going in motion. Going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones again, but he's met at the line of scrimmage, still going, getting a little bit of a late push. And I think that's going to be good enough for an Al Lanes Kubota first down for East Lincoln.
Looked like he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, but he got a push and went forward and got that first down.
Yeah, he spinned off that leg tackle there, and he was able to get a first down, a big first down here for East Lincoln. As now they're bringing out one of their big fullbacks, one of their big linemen, number 42, Jordan Baxley. We saw him against Forest get a good amount of rushing yards. Could be used as a fullback or could be used like the Bears used the Fridge.
The Mustangs at the Wolves, 12-yard line.
Okay, ready for the snap.
Pistol formation. It's going to be a handoff to the big man, number 42. Gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play. That is Jordan Baxley, the senior.
Brought down by number 73, Parker Gaines.
And that's about a gain of 2 or 3 to the 10. Baxley, they have him listed as 5'9", 235 pounds.
He's a load.
2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Mustangs. Going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones to the right side. He had a hole, but it was stopped by a couple of Wolfpack defenders.
Hole closed quickly.
8. Yeah, the hole was there, but right when Chandler Jones was about to get to the hole, it immediately closed. Going to make it about a 3rd down and 7 coming up here for East Lincoln. At about the 8-yard line. Going to be another handoff to Chandler Jones to the left side this time. He gets spun before he gets tackled. Gets to about the 5-yard line. So I think East Lincoln's going to try to go for it here, Ken.
Well,
actually, no. They're bringing out Ryan Matz and Judd Reel. Looks like they're actually going to go to try to get the points here.
Yeah, they're going to try to get points on the board first.
Going to bring up a 4th and 3 for the Mustangs.
As they line up on a 4th and 3, it looked like it'd be about a 22-yard field goal.
Yeah, 22, 23-yard field goal, just a little bit more than an extra point. Shanklin, a veteran kicker. Snap is down, the kick is up. It's a high arching one, but it appears to be good.
No.
No good. Wow. Big missed opportunity there for the Mustangs. It just went a little bit right.
Just sailed a little to the right, Tim. I mean, Evan, and that's a opportunity missed by East Lincoln.
Yeah, had a very long drive that went over 5 minutes after you got a big defensive stop. And you get all the way into the red zone and you can't convert. That's definitely going to be hurting for East Lincoln. Coach David Lubowitz here. as Lincolnton going to be backed up. They're going to move it to the 20 with missing a field goal. That's the rule.
Going to be the Wolves' ball, first and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Got some score updates here in the first quarter of action with Lincoln County Schools. West Lincoln up 7-0 over Maiden, and North Lincoln up 8-0 over Lake Norman Charter. Harris with the hand carry on first down, gets about to the 24-25-yard line, getting about 4 or 5 on the play.
Yeah, Harris, the workhorse for this Lincoln offense. Another gain of 4 on the play.
And number 3, Judd Rio.
Lots of running plays and not a lot stoppage on the clock. This first quarter is slowly winding down.
Yeah, less than a minute to go in the first quarter. I formation yet again for the Wolves. Going to be a handoff to Harris to the left side. He's met at the line of scrimmage, trying to get outside, and he will. Going to be short of the first down, but still got more than what it looked like initially. It's going to be about 3rd and 2 coming up.
Number 3, Tyshawn Harris. Brought down by number 24, Lucas McConnell.
Yeah, Harris, again, looked like he was met around the line of scrimmage, was able to find a little room on the outside to bring up.
Number 5 is going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Wolves.
3rd and about 1 or 2 yards.
And Lincolnton doesn't even have to run a play here. But they looks like they're going to try to run this play before the first quarter comes to an end. About 13 seconds left as they're getting lined up. It's going to be a quarterback sneak for Terrell McLean. He easily gets the first down and gets stopped at the 33-yard line, excuse me. And that'll do it for the first quarter most likely. And that'll end the first quarter of play, as Lincolnton and East Lincoln are knotted up at 0. No score so far in this game. This is LincolnCounty.com Game of the Week. We'll be back for the second quarter.
Drew, this new city just makes me miss home, man. Go get a sweet tea from McDonald's. They make it fresh, sweet, and it's icy cold, just like your mom's. But I miss home. Oh, so you miss your mom telling you to make sure your room's clean? Or
close the fridge, Ryan, and stop letting all the cool air out. Or turn them lights off,
All
Ryan.
right, got it. The sweet tea is just right. But you know I'm going to tell my mom you got jokes.
No, don't.
This is no joke. Stop by McDonald's and get a large sweet tea for just $1 all summer long. Large sweet tea, just $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
Having trouble finding a car or truck at a price you can afford? Your troubles are over when you stop in at Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton. At Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton, they make buying a pre-owned vehicle easy. No credit, no money to put down. Milholland Automotive has the banks to get you approved. Come see the selection today at Milholland Automotive, 423 West Main Street in Lincolnton. Visit the website at milhollandautomotive.com for a complete list of inventory, or give them a call at 704-736-1000. That's Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton.
'Cause I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city.
Present this check for $500 to our
Back here at East Lincoln High School, David Clark Field, where it's scoreless on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard between the Wolves and the Mustangs. And Ken, a good bit of missed opportunities by both teams in that first quarter.
Yeah, both drove in the other team's territory, and Lincoln had to turn it over on downs, and East Lincoln missed a makeable short field goal.
Got a score update from Lake Norman Charter. North Lincoln now leads with 2:47 in the first quarter, 16-0. First down and 10 coming up here for the Wolves. Looks like a miss. Looks like the backfield didn't understand what the play call was, as Terrell McLean just had to take it for himself. Got about 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah, that's a busted play. He made the most out of it, at least got a couple positive yards.
I mean, and he was waiting for as long as he possibly could to hand it off to one of the running backs behind him. But
and nobody was there.
Yeah, he's like, I might as well just take it for myself. But does get positive yardage out of that one. Now only a fullback, Josh Walker, behind McLean on this play as it trips to the right. And they're going to hand it off to Walker right at the line of scrimmage. He's met by number 42. A hard hit there by number 42, Jordan Baxley. That might be a loss of 1 or 2 on the play.
Baxley was waiting on him as soon as he got that handoff.
And Baxley was just left untouched on that play.
Loss of 1 on that play.
Got an interesting formation here. They're moving. East Lincoln is moving Ryan Matz into defensive tackle, and they're putting Christian Parks at the edge here. It's kind of reminiscent of what East Lincoln used to do with the Surratts on 3rd down and long. See if Christian Parks can get some pass rush on this play. They also got Tavin Johnson on the edge. McLean going to roll out to his right, going to throw, And it's going to be caught by Hollis, but he's going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards.
McLean's pass was complete to number 5, Tyreek Hollis. He's brought down by number
Gain about 6 on the play, and they needed 9. So they're going to be 4th down, and this time they're sending in the punting unit.
Yeah, they're in their own territory. Don't want to go for it here and give East Lincoln great field position. Looks like McLean's kind of confused on what's happening here. The punter came out late. There's 15 left on the play clock. As punting for Lincolnton is number 22, Brian Sedano. Back deep for East Lincoln looks to be number 9, Gabe Duncan. Gabe Duncan at about the 28-yard line. A low snap there for Lincolnton and a bad punt to boot. And actually, whoa.
Oh, the penalty.
He need. They said he need.
Knee
I
went
think you're
down.
right. They said Sedano need while he was trying to get the ball, and that's going to give. And heck, Lincolnton would have probably been better off just going for it. You know, I know
Well, if that-
you know hindsight's 2020, but that gives East Lincoln the ball at their own 27-yard at the Lincolnton 27-yard line.
Great opportunity here for East Lincoln. Big mistake by the Wolves, and see if East Lincoln can capitalize.
Chase Jones in the shotgun, 2-by-2 set. Chandler Jones to his left. As Tavin Johnson going in motion, going to be a handoff, actually a fake to Chandler Jones. Chase Jones got a lot of room before being stopped by Tyreek Hollis on the option play. That's going to be good for an Al Lanes Kubota first down, and it's going to be another trip to the red zone for the Mustangs, Ken.
Nice gain by Chase Jones, who got outside and made an excellent run. And there's 10-yard line. That's a gain of 16, 17 yards on the play.
And I got to say, great play call there by the offensive coordinator. Everyone was expecting Chandler Jones to get the ball, and then Chase Jones pops it out at the last second, gets a lot of gain. It's going to be a pass here. Jones rolling out to his right. He's going to take it for himself, being hit at the line hard by one of Lincolnton's defenders before getting stopped at about the 6-yard line, but a flag on the field.
Number 14, Chase Jones on the keeper.
See,
Down by number 8, Caden Wyatt.
And it's going to be holding against the Mustangs. So East Lincoln not making it easy on themselves right now. Still will be first down, but it'll be moved back 20 yards. And unfortunately, Ken, in this scenario, they got to get in the end zone in this case with it being first and goal.
yes, and this hurts. I mean, they were going to have it down inside the 10 with a couple of downs to score. Now they're backed up with a first down and goal at the 20.
At the 20, yeah, and they're going to have to get 5 yards a play if they want to get it in 4 downs. Going to be a handoff to number 24.
Lucas McConnell on the carry.
And he had nowhere to go. Got about maybe 1 or 2 on the play, and that's about it.
Brought down by number 45, Josh Walker.
McConnell's been a player they've been using on counter plays, and there wasn't a hole that time.
Yeah, just no hole for him to go right. When he got to the line of scrimmage, he was met by a couple of Wolves on that play. See what happens here. Chandler Jones now moving to the right of Chase Jones. 2-by-2 set in the shotgun. Jones fakes the screen pass now, scrambling to his left, trying to find someone. Ball is tipped, incomplete.
Had trouble finding a receiver. Finally had one out in the flat, but as you said, a rushing lineman from the Wolves got a hand on it, and now we've got 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and long, ball at about the 19-yard line. They're going to have to get in the end zone within these next 2 plays. They've already missed a field goal that looked like it would have been an easy chipper for Ryan Shanklin. But going to be interesting to see what happens if they don't get in the end zone on this play, what Lubowitz will do. 2-by-2 set. Chandler Jones in the backfield with Chase Jones. Chase Jones going to throw a screen pass, and a hard hit from McConnell.
Wow.
Skylar Evans lays the boomstick on McConnell, and McConnell has not gotten up so far. Wind's got to be knocked out of him, folks.
That was a tremendous hit. It's amazing he held on to the football.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, McConnell's now on his back now, so trainer's tending to him right now, and you could see that one from a mile away. And
Yeah,
Skylar Evans was just an amazing play.
Skylar Evans saw it coming, and he had it timed. And McConnell, as soon as he caught it, he was hit. He didn't have a chance to make a move.
And he didn't even see him, too, as now McConnell is still on the ground here, folks, and that's actually going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Ball's going to be spotted at the 20-yard line. I know if you're Coach Lubowitz, you don't want to leave this drive without any points, but your field goal kicker's already missed a field goal within the 22-yard field goal. And in this case, it would be about a 35-yard field goal.
But if you go for the touchdown, 4th and goal from the 20, I don't like the odds of that either. So there you go.
Yeah, you're in a real tough spot here if you're Coach Lubowitz, as McConnell's still down as we speak right now. And we're going to take a quick timeout and be right back, folks.
This isn't an invitation, it's a dare to experience a vehicle like no other. The Polaris Slingshot. 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back. Insanely low, absolutely powerful. We dare you to ignore it. We dare you to categorize it. Experience the latest Slingshot models, including the limited edition SLR LE, featuring the all-new Ride Command. Only at your Slingshot dealer. We dare you. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive. The Cleveland County Fair returns September 28th through October 8th. It's Cleveland County's biggest annual event. Plan now to bring the family to the 93rd Cleveland County Fair. Entertainment includes the Zerbini Family Circus, Extreme Illusions and Escapes, Act Monsters, Chainsaw Art, Boomer and his farm delivery truck. Plus, enjoy the sounds of Blend with hits from the 50s and 60s, along with country and gospel. Plus, Demolition Derby on the grandstand. Plan now to be there September 28th through October 8th. The 93rd Annual Cleveland County Fair. Online at clevelandcountyfair.com.
You don't pull a mask off.
Back here at East Lincoln, as Lucas McConnell got up under his own power and walked off the field, so that's a great sight to see. Probably just got the wind knocked out of him after that hard hit from Skylar Evans.
36-yard field goal attempt coming up here, Evans.
It's going to be on the right hash, too, for Shanklin after missing a 22-yarder on the last drive. Definitely going to be a tough one to make here. Here's the snap. Snap is down. Kick is up. It's got the distance.
That looks good.
And this one is good. The Mustangs are the first to get on the board, and Shanklin makes up for that missed field goal earlier. So we'll take another quick timeout as now on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. East Lincoln leads 3-0 here at East Lincoln High School.
This isn't an invitation.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank. Member FDIC. Community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vail. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. The Can-Ams have arrived at Al Lane Motorsports in Lincolnton. They're big, they're bold, and they're now in stock at Al Lane Motorsports. See the new 2018 Can-Am Maverick X3 or the new 2018 Can-Am Outlander 1000 XMR. Ask about special financing on selected 2017 models. Al Lane Motorsports, your new Can-Am dealer, serving Lincoln, Gaston, Cleveland, and surrounding counties. Online at allanemotorsports.com.
Back here at East Lincoln High School, Ryan Shanklin gets the Mustangs on the board with a 36-yard field goal. As he kicks this one off, going to be a squib kick, trying anything to not get any of the Lincolnton returners to get any yardage, and he trips up. As that was Tyshawn Harris tripped up as he was trying to get a spin move. Maybe someone got a hand on his foot there, and that halts a kick return to about the 26-yard line as he's stopped on the play by number 55. That is Sam Bowling.
Great coverage on that kick, Evan. They were down there and covered Harris up before he could find any running room.
And after struggling on the last drive, Lincolnton looks to get back, and I think that's the big bone offense that Lincolnton's going with now. Going to be handoff to Tyshawn Harris on the right side, getting some good blockers for about a gain of 4 or 5.
And this is what we saw last week, Evan, against Newton Conover. After Lincoln got behind, they went to this big bone, and Newton Conover had trouble stopping them. We'll see what happens here. We've got a good gain on the first play.
And, of course, East Lincoln's defensive front especially is better than Newton Conover's. As now they're getting back into that big ball offense. 3 running backs in the backfield. Terrell McLean handing off to Harris again to the right side. Same play. And gets about 2 or 3 this time. Going to make it about 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Wolves.
And this offense worked for them well last week as they used up the clock and moved the ball down the field. And that's the nature of this offense. That's what they're trying to do. They'll take their time snapping it, use time on the clock, and try to grind it out.
Let's see what's going to happen on this play. Is it going to be another handoff to Harris? No, it's going to be a flip this time. It's going to be a handoff. Actually, Hollis moving back, and the Mustangs stop the play. Philemon, Farrell, and a couple of others on the play, as well as number 40, Daniel Herring, get a big stop on 4th down. Forward progress, though, gets to the 41-yard line, but it's still going to be short for the Wolves. Interesting thing here, Ken, will they go for it? No signs of the punting team after what happened on that last punt.
4th and 1, I don't know. I'm not sure that's a good play for them to go for it, but it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Well, they got nothing to lose. Ball's at the 36-yard line. McLean going to keep it for himself, and he's easily got the 1st down. He got to about the 39 with that push from the offensive line. His bodies were all over everywhere, right at where the ball stopped. About 6 or 7 people piled up into that pile where McLean got the 1st down. So that's an Al Lanes-Kubota 1st down. And, Ken, as you said, it may take 3 or 4 plays to get the 1st down, but it's chewing off a lot of clock, and it's going to tire this defense if it works.
Yeah. Gain of 4 on that.
Yeah, ball's at the 39-yard line. This one's going to be a handoff to Hollis. Hollis met at the line of scrimmage and stopped once again by number 42. That's, once again, Jordan Baxley. The 2nd tackle he's made at the line of scrimmage tonight. We were talking about Chaz Williams being the defensive tackle to watch. Baxley's been making a couple plays here tonight, Ken.
Yes, he has. He's been on several. And East Lincoln, they're jamming things in the middle, and that's what you want to do.
Yeah, they actually got Baxley playing as a defensive end here in this game tonight in certain spots. 2nd down and 10, going to be handoff right up the middle. Couldn't tell who got that one.
I think it's Harris again, and he made it for, looked like about 3 yards before they.
Actually, that was.
No, it wasn't Harris.
That was number 8. That was
Sinclair.
Caden Wyatt.
Yes.
Caden Wyatt gets a carry. First time we've called his name tonight. Gets a couple and make it about 3rd and a little bit manageable, about 6 or 7. So let's see if Lincolnton is going to pass here. So we're still in the big bone formation, Ken.
Yes. So key 3rd down play.
It's going to be a fake pitch to Hollis now. He's got a lot of room at Harrison. He's still on his feet before being stopped by Farrell, but it's going to be about a yard or 2 short of the 1st down.
Yeah, he broke out, and it looked like he was going to be able to get some running room, but he got stopped quickly. 4th and 2 is what it's going to be.
Yeah, and we're now seeing Caden White come in once again, replacing Josh Walker. So it's going to be about the same as what we saw in the last 4th down. Let's see if the Mustangs can stop them. It's going to be a little bit longer than what it was, or about the same distance, actually. East Lincoln crowding the box a little bit here. Trying to draw East Lincoln offside. It's going to be a pitch to Harris.
Got the 1st down.
And he's easily got the 1st down. Gets into Mustang territory at about the 46-yard line. And, Ken, as you said, this offense chews a lot of clock off. We've already gotten 3 minutes off the clock, and we're only 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes remaining in the 1st half.
They're moving it slowly, but they're getting the 1st downs. It's on the 46-yard line of East Lincoln.
This offense has been effective so far in East Lincoln. And now it's going to be a play-action pass here for McLean. He's under some pressure by Maxley. And now he's going to throw it off his back foot, still caught by Hollis.
Wow.
And that's going to be good enough for a Al Lanes-Kubota 1st down.
Looked like he gained 11. He got out of trouble and actually completed that. I thought he was going to go down for a loss.
And that's a play you don't usually want to have your quarterback make, throwing across your body. But that time, Tyreek Hollis, some of his track skills came up with the vertical on that play to get to that ball and hang on to it to get a 1st down. McLean now going to hand it off to Harris. Harris gets a good chunk of yardage And they are going to give him just about a yard short of the first down.
He popped out of that pack and got tripped up, but 9 yards.
Yeah, going to make it about 2nd down and 1 as we're seeing the defensive line really on their knees trying to get any sort of ref. Chaz Williams, one of those guys that is doing that right now. So the offense of Lincolnton taking its toll on the front four of East Lincoln so far. A handoff this time by to Josh Walker. He gets the first down, but he was hit hard right as he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Initial hold there, he got about 2 or 3, then he was hit hard and brought down.
So that'll be another Al Lanes Kubota first down for the Wolves. And they're getting close to the red zone just at about the 23-yard line with 2:54 remaining in the first half.
Evan, they're eating up that clock as they move down the field.
And they're going to take a timeout. So as they take a timeout, we're going to take a quick timeout and be right back with you guys.
The reduced inventory pricing event, it's underway at Renato Cadillac Buick GMC in Shelby. Hurry it out for extra special savings like the 2016 and 17 Buick Encore. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP. Up to $8,000 off MSRP on the 2017 GMC Terrain. And up to $10,000 off MSRP on the 2016 GMC Sierra. Come on in for all the details. Renato Cadillac Buick GMC at Renato Auto Mall. 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
Oh, yeah, and they would run out the...
Back here at East Lincoln High School, where Lincolnton has burned their first time out. Evan Ludwig, Ken Link with you for the call of tonight's game. It's 3-0 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. And Ken, just as they did last week initially, Lincolnton really having a good time with this big bone offense against the Mustang defense.
Yes, they are. They're eating up the clock and slowly getting first downs and moving closer and closer to the end zone.
This one's going to be a handoff to Harris once again, and he gets inside the 20.
Gain.
And that's a gain of about 5 on the play. So everyone's all bunched up, but they're getting about 4 or 5 yards of play here, Ken.
And Harris has been the workhorse for Lincoln, and we'll see who gets it on this carry.
And it's going to be this time Tyreek Hollis to the left side. He's being chased down by a couple of Mustangs. Didn't get that much on the play, but still trying to fight for yardage.
Whistle finally blows.
Yeah, the whistle finally blowed. I thought the forward progress stopped, but apparently it didn't. Gain of about 2 on the play, going to make it 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Wolves with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Okay, by number 5, Tyreek Hollis.
Ball's on.
By number 58, Blaine Dellinger.
Ball's on the 15-yard line.
They got to get to the 13 to get the first down. Got 2 timeouts left with a little over a minute and a half remaining. So Lincolnton has burned that clock for about 6 minutes. Harris going to take the ball to the right side, looks to get the first down and a little bit more.
He's got it.
And he looks like to be just right at the 10-yard line or maybe just outside. So it could be a 1st and goal situation here for the Wolves.
Okay, by number 3, Tyshawn Harris.
Actually, it's going to be inside the 10 at the 9. So that's an Al Lanes Kubota first down for the Wolves. 1st and goal here. First time Lincolnton has been this deep in the red zone. Going to be handoff to Harris once again. Harris kind of got bunched up by a couple of Mustangs before being dragged down. But forward progress is going to rule him at about the 6 or 7 yard line. Ken, I know Lincolnton's trying to burn all this clock off, but they might burn a little bit too much, and they're not in that much of a hurry right now.
Well, they've got a couple timeouts left, so they may have to use them.
Yeah, under a minute to go in the first half, folks. Lincolnton's got it. 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line, trying to get into the end zone before the half.
Be 2nd and goal Wolves at the Mustang 7-yard line.
Here it comes. Going to be another handoff pitch to Harris. Harris trying to go on the outside this time, and he gets to about the 4 or 5 yard line, maybe even the 3 before being stopped. But, Ken, that's a key. It stops the clock.
Yeah, he got knocked out of bounds, so that saved a timeout for the Wolves.
Yeah, they're going to spot him at about the 3-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal, but for being real here, Lincolnton's really got 2 plays to get into the end zone to score. Here we go, 3rd down and goal for the Wolves. Going to be another pitch to Harris. Harris trying to battle through with his offensive line, and he gets in the end zone for a touchdown. Lincolnton takes the lead.
Touchdown, Wolves.
Looks like a injured player for Lincoln, number 4, went down. That's Sincere Pearson.
Yeah, he looks to now be up now, fortunately for him.
Yeah, he limps off. Looks to be okay.
But, folks, that drive lasted over 7 minutes, driving it 74 yards down the field. As that's what Coach Ledford Gibson wants to do, and that's a big touchdown right before the end of the first half as they're trying to get the PAT here. Snap is down, kick is up, almost blocked, but it is good. And Lincolnton will take a 7-3 lead. We'll be back right after this.
Think your dream home is out of reach? Think again. At Silver Point Homes in Lincolnton, they provide quality custom construction and the luxury amenities you want at an exceptional value. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an empty nester looking to downsize, we have the perfect home for you. Visit silverpointhomes.com to learn more or stop by our Lincolnton Sales Center to tour our model homes. Let our friendly staff help you visualize your dream. Silver Point Homes, making your dream home a reality. New models now on display. Silver Point Homes, East Main Street, Lincolnton. When it's time to call your order in for your special event, call the Chuck Wagon Grill for any occasion. They'll cater to your every need. They'll even bring it to your doorstep. And be sure to check out their prime rib. It's absolutely out of this world good. The Chuck Wagon Grill is open 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday with some great daily lunch and dinner specials. Be sure to check out their homemade soup on cool days ahead. For your catering, call 704-732-4777. The Chuck Wagon Grill, 3051 Highway 27, east of Lincolnton.
Back here at East Lincoln High School, Lincolnton now has a 7-3 lead on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard with just over 30 seconds left. Kickoff deep, and that one's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback, and East Lincoln will take it at their own 20. Now, Ken, a great drive for the Wolves as they went to that big ball offense and took over 7 minutes off the clock before scoring a touchdown thanks to number 3, Tyshawn Harris, our classic forward, Lincoln Shelby, player to watch.
Yes, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to take a lot of time off and score at the end of the drive, and it worked out perfectly for them. That's what they did, and this first half is almost over.
And we got an interesting situation here. Timeout called by the Wolves here on first down. That is their second charge timeout. So only got one timeout remaining here. East Lincoln does get the ball to start the second half here, Ken. I think most likely we might see a run play or a kneel, and then East Lincoln will take it to the locker room here.
I would think so. I don't think they're going to try to pass it or do anything fancy down here on the 20-yard line.
And I've gotten a score update here from Lake Norman Charter. The battle between the Knights. North Lincoln leads with 4:55 remaining in the first half, 29-7 over Lake Norman Charter. So Coach Pack trying to get his first conference win under his belt. Right now it's looking good for the Knights of North Lincoln. As we'll try to get more scores when we get into the Parker Farm Service halftime show.
The last score we heard on the West Lincoln Maiden game was 7-7 after the first quarter. Haven't heard an update since.
So pretty low scoring game so far for those two. Low scoring game here. Chase Jones going to pass here, going to look to his left. The slant pass is caught by Christian Parks, and he does get the first down, so that'll stop the clock a little bit. East Lincoln has 2 timeouts remaining. Looks like they're going to try to get something on the board here, Ken.
That's a 15-yard gain. Stop the clock to move the chain, so now they're ready for the next snap.
East Lincoln only takes 3 seconds off the clock before the snap, and a bad throw there by Chase Jones to Tavin Johnson, but I think that's better that it was incomplete on that play, Ken, because Johnson would have been probably stopped in bounds.
Yeah, and Chase Jones may have thrown that in a way purposely because of that. He was covered over there.
So now 2nd down and 10, ball at the 34-yard line. Safety's playing about 15, 16 yards deep, waiting something big here. Only a 3-man front for Lincolnton. Going to be a pump fake for the screen. Chase Jones now scrambling. He's taken off a lot of time, though. Doesn't get a block from his receiver. Chase Jones just falls short of the first down, and East Lincoln's going to have to burn their second timeout here. And they will burn their second timeout, and that would have been a first down, Ken, but saw one of the receivers for East Lincoln didn't block a man downfield to help Chase Jones.
Yeah, actually they're giving them the first down.
They are.
Timeout Mustangs.
So they are giving him the first down. The ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line. I think East Lincoln would want to run one more play to just get a little bit closer to the end zone before trying to Hail Mary here.
9 seconds left on the clock. Not a lot of time to make something happen. As you said, if you can do a quick play and get out of bounds, you can run 2 plays. But if you're going to try to throw it long now, it's probably going to take up about the rest of the time.
We haven't really seen Chase Jones throw it that deep this year, so we don't really know how deep he can throw it in these scenarios. He has been getting a lot of time thanks to his offensive line, but he seems to be kind of wanting to scramble once he doesn't find something initially on his reads. So that was an Al Lanes Kubota first down thanks to Chase Jones scrambling. Ball's at the 44-yard line, first down and 10 coming up here for the Mustangs with 9 seconds remaining in the first half. Jones going to drop back, a flag on the field. Jones waiting, now is going to throw deep, gets hit. Christian Parks trying to go, but a bad throw, and it's intercepted by Lincolnton.
Tyshawn Harris.
Tyshawn Harris has called it, but there is a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what the penalty is.
Might have been an offsides or a false start. That's the only real penalties it could be with how early it was thrown.
Yeah, it came out quickly as the ball was snapped, so.
And with the way it looks like it could be, it's probably a false start on East Lincoln. And that appears to be a call. False start on East Lincoln. The penalty will be declined. So East Lincoln tried to get into the end zone before the half, and it ends in an interception by our Classic Ford and Lincoln of Shelby player to watch, Tyshawn Harris. That we'll probably just see a knee here to end the first half with only 1 second remaining.
Yeah, they have it, looks like on the 22-yard line. I don't think they'll do anything but take a knee here.
Yeah, Christian Parks on that play was going inside while Harris was outside, and that's where the throw was at, but Harris still had to make a one-handed grab.
Yeah, pretty good coverage on that play by Harris. It wasn't a perfectly thrown pass, but he had good coverage.
And that'll do it for the first half of play, as after one half on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's Lincolnton 7, East Lincoln 3. We'll be back for the Parker Farm Service halftime report right after these messages.
Just say fill her up. Be ready for Old Man Winter with a fill up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton. No matter where you live, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton can deliver. Just call 704-735-2508. Be ready for Old Man Winter with your winter fill up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincolnton. Again, call 704-735-2508. Just say fill her up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Your local auto owner's insurance agency is East Lincoln Insurance Agency on Highway 16 in Denver. Call 704-483-3243.
Doctor, what's wrong with my husband?
Let's take a look.
CKDKDS Macron.
Oh, yes, I've seen this before. Your husband has coyote fever.
Coyote fever?
Yes, he's obviously learned of the hot deals going on now at your local coyote tractor dealer.
Is this serious?
Very serious. Now's the best time to buy one of the best-selling tractors on the market. If you care at all about your husband, you'll drive him over to the coyote dealer now. Oh, and I'm writing you a prescription for great deals on all implements, too.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail.
We're community-minded. We believe in what we do. We love this town. We live in just like you.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community-minded, just like you.
We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vail. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Drew,
This new city just makes me miss home, man. Go get a sweet tea from McDonald's. They make it fresh, sweet, and it's icy cold, just like your mom's. But I miss home. Oh, so you miss your mom telling you to make sure your room's clean? Or
close the fridge, Ryan, and stop letting all the cool air out. Or turn them lights off,
All
Ryan.
right, got it. The sweet tea is just right. But you know I'm going to tell my mom you got jokes.
No, don't.
This is no joke. Stop by McDonald's and get a large sweet tea for just $1 all summer long. Large sweet tea, just $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
Flu shots are now available at the Falston Pharmacy in Falston, at Allen Drugstore in Stanley, and at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville. Come get yours today. And now all 3 stores can bill Medicaid along with Medicare and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be ready when that old flu bug tries to put you down. Get your flu shot now and be ready to fight back. Get yours today at Allen Drugstore, Main Street in Stanley, Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston, and at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to David Clark Field at East Lincoln High School, as we have now reached the Parker Farm Service halftime show. As on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, Lincolnton leads 7-3 over East Lincoln. Now, Ken, from what we've seen here in the first half, it looks like a little bit the problem of East Lincoln was couldn't stop the big bone and a little bit of missed opportunities on offense, as has been a struggle for East Lincoln throughout the year so far.
Yeah, East Lincoln had 2 excellent opportunities deep in Lincoln territory. The first one they had to settle for a 22-yard field goal attempt, which was missed. And the second opportunity, it looks like it's going to have like 2nd and goal on the 6, but there's a holding penalty. It pushed them back. They eventually end up with 4th down from the 20, 21. Had to actually try a 36-yard field goal, which Ryan Shanklin hit to put them up 3-0. Lincoln had given them that opportunity by a punt attempt by Lincolnton, where the ball was centered on the ground and the punter went to pick it up. Unfortunately, had his knee on the ground and gave them that in great territory. Lincoln, on the other side, finally brought out the big bone in the second quarter and used up over 7 minutes and scored a touchdown, just consistently running the ball with the big bone offense.
And that's where we find ourselves here now, 7-3 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, as Lincolnton is on top. Before we go to break here, Ken, let's go and get onto the LincolnCounty.com stat sheet. Brought to you by LincolnCounty.com. What do you have here for our numbers here in the first half?
In the first half, I've got both teams similar yardage. I got Lincoln 120 yards total offense, East Lincoln 107. But for Lincolnton, it's been a lot of Tyshawn Harris. I've got him 80 yards on 16 carries in the first half. So that's been the majority of the offense. Terrell McLean has actually thrown 4 passes and completed them all, but only for 11 yards. Tyreek Hollis tried a halfback pass, which was incomplete. On the East Lincoln side, Chandler Jones had carried it 5 times for 30 yards. Chase Jones had carried it 3 times for 28. That's your leading rushers. And Chase Jones had put it in the air 7 times. He's 4 out of 7 for 37 yards, but he had 1 interception right at the end of the half. So you got a missed field goal by East Lincoln, an interception, and a critical holding penalty in that first half is a story for them. The story for Lincoln is the big bone offense worked great, and I think you'll see more of it in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Ken. We're going to take another 3-minute timeout here as we'll continue the Parker Farm Service halftime show. When we come back, we'll give you some of the scores around the KTC broadcasting area. And, of course, most importantly, we'll give you some South Fork 2A scores to see how the rest of the conference is doing. We'll be right back in 3 minutes on LincolnCounty.com, presented by Renato Auto Mall in Shelby.
Celebrating 50 years. It's the Glen Oaks Golf Club, Hard to think how many birdies have been made over those years, and oh yeah, how many double bogeys too. Whether it's a birdie, par, or bogey, you'll love the Glen Oaks Golf Club. It's open to everyone. Visit the beautiful pro shop with driving range, snack bar, banquet facility, bar, picnic, shelter, and swimming pool. Great for group outings. Reserve your tee time by calling 828-428-2451 or visit the website at glenoaksgolf.com.
It's the Subway Sub of the Day. Each day of the week, you get a different 6-inch sub for just $3.50. Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken sub. Wednesday, the turkey breast sub. Thursday, the Italian BMT sub. Friday, the tuna sub. Saturday, the Black Forest ham sub. And Sunday, the meatball marinara sub. Your choice, just $3.50. The Sub of the Day from Subway in Boulder City and the Walmart in Lincolnton.
The RVer's most trusted resource for over 50 years. That's Campers Inn. Family owned and operated since 1966. And this area's dealer is Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. Campers Inn is the nation's largest family-operated RV dealership, 16 locations up and down the East Coast. From motorhomes to travel trailers and more, from the industry's leading manufacturers, plus award-winning RV sales and service. See hundreds of RVs for the best prices, plus they have certified and trained service personnel and a professional staff with years of RV knowledge. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. Tell them Calvin sent you in to the Campers Inn. The Cleveland County Fair returns September 28th through October 8th. It's Cleveland County's biggest annual event. Plan now to bring the family to the 93rd Cleveland County Fair. Entertainment includes the Cervini Family Circus, Extreme Illusions and Escapes, Act Monsters, Chainsaw Art, Boomer and his farm delivery truck. Plus, enjoy the sounds of Blend with hits from the 50s and 60s, along with country and gospel. Plus, Demolition Derby on the grandstand. Plan now to be there September 28th through October 8th. The 93rd Annual Cleveland County Fair. Online at clevelandcountyfair.com. The reduced inventory pricing event, it's underway at Renato Cadillac Buick GMC in Shelby. Hurry it out for extra special savings, like the 2016 and 17 Buick Encore. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP. Up to $8,000 off MSRP on the 2017 GMC Terrain, and up to $10,000 off MSRP on the 2016 GMC Sierra. Come on in for all the details. Renato Cadillac Buick GMC at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby. This isn't an invitation, it's a dare to experience a vehicle like no other. The Polaris Slingshot. 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back. Insanely low, absolutely powerful. We dare you to ignore it. We dare you to categorize it. Experience the latest Slingshot models, including the limited edition SLR LE, featuring the all-new Ride Command. Only at your Slingshot dealer. We dare you. See Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell. Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive.
And back here at David Clark Field, halftime score here at East Lincoln is Lincolnton 7, East Lincoln 3. Going to get some other scores from around the area. From first for our other Lincoln County schools, North Lincoln leading on Lake Norman Charter on the road 35-7. That one is at halftime as the high-powered offense for North Lincoln is working so far, Ken.
Yes, I'm not surprised by that score. I thought that passing attack and the overall offensive power would be too much.
And the last we've checked from West Lincoln, it's a tough one right now for Maiden. The high-powered offense that came in with 38 points per game has only scored 7 the last we have checked here, folks, as it's tied 7-7. It's been like that since early in the first quarter, and it hasn't changed. So that one, yeah, all tied up still as it's about halftime in that one too for West Lincoln. So West Lincoln trying to pull off their first upset since 1985, first win over Maiden since 1985, Ken.
Both of those teams came in with a high-scoring averages, high-scoring offenses, but it looks like it's more of a defensive battle.
Yeah, that definitely looks like it is the case right now for West Lincoln. After they scored 56, have only scored 7. Getting some other scores from around the area. Hunter Huss leading over Burns 14-0. You can watch that one on KTCBroadcasting.com and YouTube.com. Tom Cinefani and Matt Royster on the call for that one. Bessemer City leads over Highland Tech 16-0 as they look to go to 6-0 tonight. Kings Mountain leads over North Gaston 14-0. North Gaston, of course, gave Hunter Huss all they could handle last week in overtime before they lost to that one. South Point, last time we've seen, is up 7-6 over South Point, over 7-6 over Ashbrook. So that one could be an upset if Ashbrook were to win that one. Of course, that's been a big rivalry game in the past, Ken, and that would be big if that were to happen.
Is that a halftime score or not sure?
Well, I'm trying to see some other scores. Actually, wow, halftime score is 14-6 South Point.
It's a close game.
Yeah, close game. Blacksburg, South Carolina taking on East Gaston. That one's at a score of 21-8 right now, with Blacksburg leading over the Warriors. Trying to get some other scores from around the area here, folks, while we can. Found all I need to see now. Let's see if I can get it loaded up. But, of course, the score here, 7-3, Lincolnton over East Lincoln as we speak right now. 29-7 the score for Newton Conover over Bandy's last night checked for that one. As
I'm not surprised by that score. Newton Conover has a powerful offense and just too much for Bandy's, I think.
And Crest leading over Stuart Kramer 24-6. That one's at the half. So Stuart Kramer having another tough time against the Cleveland County School. Nations Ford leading over Clover 17-10. Of course, North Lincoln leading over Lake Norman Charter 35-7. Kings Mountain now up 21-6 over North Gaston. Cherville right now beating Community School Davidson 21-13. Mountain Island Charter leads 20-0 over Union Academy. Maiden and West Lincoln, of course, still knotted up at 7 apiece. It's now 26-15 Blacksburg leading over East Gaston. 28-0 Bessemer City leading over Highland Tech. And also another score change. Burns trails Hunter Huss 21-7 as we speak right now on these scoreboards. And that's the scoreboard here, folks. And we're going to take another quick timeout, and we'll be back for the start of the second half here on LincolnCounty.com Game of the Week, presented by Renato Auto Mall.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community-minded, just like you.
We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vale. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Ram Power Days. They're underway at Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Lincolnton. Get $1,000 Power Days bonus cash on select 2017 models. Now get up to $11,971 in total value on the new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models. Or get 0% APR for 72 months on the new Ram 2017 1500 models. Come in now for all the details and save big during Ram Power Days. Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge, 1442 East Main Street in Lincolnton. Just arrived at Allain Motorsports in Lincolnton. Street Legal Factory Golf Carts. Come in and see the Street Legal Classic 4 or the Street Legal Forester AC4. Both Street Legal straight from the factory, complete with built-in battery charger, Trojan batteries, and fully loaded, and with a 2-year warranty. Financing is available with no money down. Payments around $115 per month. Come in for the details. Get your new golf cart today. Street Legal at Allain Motorsports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Lincoln. Online at AllainMotorsports.com. If you're not getting the service you want from your insurance company, then you need to see Beard Insurance Agency in Gastonia. See them for your auto, commercial, and home insurance needs. Writing for over 43 companies to get you the best possible price. Check their Google reviews about their excellent service. See this month's Employee of the Month, Tammy Schaefer. Tammy wants to invite all of her friends and former customers in Shelby to come by and see her at Beard Insurance Agency, located at 1312 West Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at beardagency.com. Like them on Facebook, too. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County for over 75 years. Customer service is a priority at First Federal Savings Bank, where they want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, products, and services of larger banks with hometown people that you see throughout your community. They live here, they work here, and this community matters to the people at First Federal Savings Bank. First Federal Savings Bank has 4 convenient locations in downtown Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. Stop in and visit and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Having trouble finding a car or truck at a price you can afford? Your troubles are over when you stop in at Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton. At Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton, they make buying a pre-owned vehicle easy. No credit, no money to put down. Milholland Automotive has the banks to get you approved. Come see the selection today at Milholland Automotive, 423 West Main Street in Lincolnton. Visit the website at milhollandautomotive.com for a complete list of inventory, or give them a call at 704-736-1000. That's Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton.
And back here at David Clark Field, both teams have gotten onto the sidelines, Ken, and we're about ready to start the second half.
Yes, and we'll see what happens. These East Lincoln Mustangs will receive the opening kickoff, and they need to get a possession going and eliminate the penalties and see if they go downfield and put points on the board, because they've had some opportunities, but they only got 3 points in this game.
Yeah, I'd say more than just a couple of points, Ken, in this scenario. They got to score a touchdown here. They've had some of the best opportunities a team could have, and they've failed, but they've only scored 3 points out of 2 big opportunities when they could easily be up 14-7 right now. Of course, East Lincoln coming into this game has struggled on offense throughout most of the year, but been good on defense. Have only given up 7 points in the first half. That's a really good sign if you're only giving up 7 points in a half. If you can hold them to 7 or even 14, that would be pretty good. Just need to get your offense to get going.
Well, that's the key. If you got a good defense, a lot of times they can keep you in the game until your offense gets going.
Back deep for the Mustangs here on the kick is Gabe Duncan, Terry Farrell, and number 21, Chandler Jones. It's actually going to be a squib kick or a pooch kick right to. It's going to be pitched to Gabe Duncan. Duncan with some speed and gets bulldozed at about the 35-yard line. And that'll be good field position here for the Mustangs to start the second half.
Nice play as they lateral it to Duncan in full speed, and he was going down that sideline.
Yeah, he was going 100 miles per hour before he was hit by Tyshawn Harris. Like, Tyshawn Harris went for those knees, and he flipped over to the 35-yard line. So let's see what the Mustangs can do here to start the second half. Chase Jones looking at his wrist for the play call, telling it out to the East Lincoln offensive line. Trips to the right side to start things off. Christian Parks all by himself on the far side of the field. Man going in motion, and it's going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones, who's met at the line of scrimmage. Actually, no, it's a fake and a fumble in the play, and it looks like the Wolves may have recovered this one. And the Wolves do recover it. So that play worked well in the first half, Kim, but this time it looked like when the pitch happened from Chase Jones to McConnell, it got bobbled or didn't even hit McConnell at all, and Lincolnton was able to recover it.
Yeah, deep in the backfield there. What a mistake on the first play from scrimmage. Lincoln now has the ball on the East Lincoln 30-yard line. And this is going to be an opportunity. If Lincoln can punch this in and get a touchdown, it's going to really put East Lincoln in a bad spot.
Well, they only got about 30 yards to go here. McLean under center into big bone offense to start things off. A handoff to Harris, who's trying to find a hole but nowhere to go, and it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Nice job by Chaz Williams, Ryan Matz, and Terry Farrell to get on the stop there for the Mustangs. Also Blaine Dellinger, too, on the stop. Just nowhere to go on that play for Tyshawn Harris.
No, look like a loss of 1 on the play. So the Wolves again in the big bone, coming to center.
Here we go, 2nd down and 11. This one's going to be a fake to Harrison, a handoff to Hollis, and Hollis nowhere really to go on that one. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage on 1st down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10 coming up here, Ken. East Lincoln's really prepared for this big ball offense now.
We'll see what the Wolves do here on a 3rd and 10, whether they'll pass out of this big bone or just try to keep pounding it for 2 plays.
Well, interesting development here. Caden Watt comes off the field, being replaced by Josh Walker. Going to be 3rd down and 10 coming up here for the Wolves. Can they convert or at least get close? And it's going to be a pitch out to Harris. Harris gets a couple on the play before being stopped at about the 26-yard line. Gain of about 4 or 5, but still, that's still going to be 4th down coming up.
Well, there's no doubt what the Wolves are going to do. They'll go for it on 4th and I think 6.
Yeah, going to be got to watch the hard count here on this play, Ken. Could be a big factor.
Huge play here. As the fans gets fired up over here on the East Lincoln sidelines, trying to stop these Wolves on 4th down.
It's the loudest they've been here tonight. Here comes 4th down. Going to be a pitch out to Harris. Harris trying to bounce it on the outside. Got some room, but it's going to be well short of the 1st down. The Mustang defense comes up big and denies the Wolves a touchdown drive. So despite the turnover, Lincolnton not able to capitalize. So both teams have had good field position off of turnovers, but haven't been able to capitalize, Ken.
Yeah, only on a 2-yard gain on that play as East Lincoln defends the big bone very well.
So East Lincoln will have the ball at their own 24-yard line. Let's see if they can actually get a better drive here and not turn it over. Timeout called by Lincolnton, however, looks like a late substitution. Caden Watt was not on the field. Might have only had 10 players on the field.
While we have a break in the action, we'd like to introduce to you our 2017
So,
Mustang
Ken,
football cheerleaders.
what do you want to see here for the East Lincoln Mustangs on this drive? Do you want to see a run-heavy offensive play calling here, or maybe a little bit of passing here on the scenario?
I think they need to try to get it going on the ground a little bit after that big mistake on their first play of the half. They need to get a little bit of momentum going. I'd say a couple run plays, and then on 3rd down, if you get something 3rd and manageable, then you can maybe do a pass play.
I would like to say this too here, Ken. I'd like to see East Lincoln get Christian Parks more involved in this game. He's definitely a playmaker that could be a huge advantage for the Mustangs if they use him properly. So now we got 1st and 10 coming up here for the Mustangs. Ball at their own 24-yard line. Chase Jones dropping back, going to roll out to his right, throwing it deep. Just a little bit overthrown for Christian Parks, but a flag on the other side of the field at about the 39-yard line. This could be maybe a pass interference call here.
We'll see. That you got your wish there, Evan. They had Christian Parks as a receiver on that play.
It looked like Jones threw off his back foot, however, and the throw was just too high for Christian Parks, and Parks is not really a small guy. He's 6'3".
Still waiting for the call here.
You got to remember, it was away from the play towards the Lincolnton sideline, holding defense. So what would have been 2nd and 10 is instead going to be 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs, all because of a unnecessary holding call on the other side of the field, Ken.
Yeah, completely away from the play and the flow of the action. So this is going to be up to the 34-yard line of East Lincoln.
Yeah, gain of 10. So now Lane's Kubota 1st down. First one because of a penalty so far tonight. Chase Jones going to drop back again. Got some time. Now he's going to scramble up into the pocket. He's going to go for himself, being ragdolled around by Caden Watt. And he's finally drugged down, but forward progress is going to roll him at about the 36-yard line.
Pretty nice game before they gang tackled him out there.
And Chase Jones, if it's not there within the first 2 to 3 seconds, he automatically wants to try to run. And he had some room, but it closed quickly. Nice job by Caden Watt on the play to get to Chase Jones and prevent a big gain.
Yeah, he got a hold of the jersey and wouldn't let him go and finally wrestled him to the ground.
So we got 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Mustangs. Ball at their own 36-yard line. McConnell going in motion. A little pump fake, going to be a screen to McConnell. Bad throw. Then it was a behind a. Well, they're going to call it behind a
incomplete pass.
Yeah, they're going to call it incomplete. It was real close to being behind the line of scrimmage.
I think it was barely forward, but it could have been a lateral, very close.
So close call there for East Lincoln, and I think a part of that too is McConnell's the same guy that got drilled earlier in the game by Skylar Evans, and I think he had a little bit of deja vu there, Ken.
Yeah, and there were a couple of defenders over there waiting on him. So
3rd down and 8, ball at the 36-yard line. Chase Jones under some
big
pressure.
Rush, big rush.
Right.
He got to be sacked.
And he will be sacked on the play by McLean, and number 50, that is Jade Clark. So a big defensive stop there by Lincolnton on 3rd and long to get their first sack of the ball game. As Chase Jones had nowhere to go, he couldn't even really set up in the pocket and have any time to throw the ball there, Ken.
No, big loss on it. Quick rush, and he didn't have a chance to get away. It's all the way back on the 28-yard line.
Terry Farrell will punt for the Mustangs. Back deep for the Wolves is Skylar Evans and Tyshawn Harris. Tyshawn Harris will take it at the 40-yard line, going to go to his right, and is actually still on his feet. Spin moves and finally gets dropped at about the 46-yard line. Broke about a tackle or two and gained another 3 or 4 yards.
Excellent balance by Tyshawn. It looks like he was going to be brought down, but he kept his balance and made another 5 yards.
So now Lincolnton, after having the ball in East Lincoln territory on their first drive of the second half, was unable to get anything going. Let's see what they can do here. Ball's in good field position, almost at midfield. As Lincolnton staying in that big bone offense. It's going to be a pitch to Tyreek Hollis to the left side. He gets to about the 49-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 3 on the play. Maybe they're going to spot him at the 50 before being stopped by a couple of Mustangs.
Number 7, Terrell McLean on the keeper. Brought down by number 3, Judd Real.
If they can get 3 or 4 every play, that's what they want.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Wolves.
Yeah, ball just an inch or two short of midfield for the Wolves. This was going to be a handoff to Harris. Harris gets across midfield and gets close to the first down. Might have gotten the first down on that play thanks to the offensive line push.
Looked like the mark. He's got it.
And that will be good enough for another Al Lanes Kubota first down for the Wolves.
By number 3, Judd Real.
Judd Real on the stop once again for the Mustangs.
The Wolves have it on the 44-yard line of East Lincoln.
We got 7:07 remaining in the third quarter. 7-3 on the first Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. Going to be a hand up to the gut for the fullback. That is Josh Walker. He gets about 3 or 4 on the play.
That's at 3 yards in a cloud of dust out there, Evan.
By number 45, Josh Walker.
Yeah, but in that case, with the way Lincolnton wants to run the ball, 3 or 4 yards each play is what they kind of want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Burn as much clock. They're up by 4. East Lincoln offense hasn't really been moving that well throughout the whole night. So here we go, 2nd down and 7. This one's going to be a bobbled pitch to Tyreek Hollis. Hollis does get across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Going to make it about 3rd and 4 or 5 coming up here for Lincolnton.
Down by number 3, Judd Real. And number 5.
And once again, Judd Real on the stop for the Mustangs. Judd Real's getting his name in the stat sheet a lot tonight with a lot of tackles.
Like it'll be about 3rd and 4 here.
Of course, Lincolnton, I think, though, is thinking 2-down territory here, Ken. It's getting into that area. The cowbell's starting to ring here for the Mustangs on the home side. It's going to be a pitch to Harris to the right side. Harris has got the first down and still on his feet.
He's
at about
loose.
the 20-yard line and finally dragged down at about the 17-yard line. Thought he was right up the middle, but instead bounced it out and got into the red zone and got another Al Lanes Kubota first down.
He's brought down by number 4, Blake Choate.
It's about a 24-yard gain on that play.
And gets Lincolnton into the red zone once again. This will be big here. With the way East Lincoln's offense is struggling, if they can get double digits onto the board, whenever East Lincoln gives up double-digit points, East Lincoln has not won a game this year. Another handoff here to Harris. This one not from as much. but it does get about 3 or 4 on the play.
Number 3, Tyshawn Harris, the ball carrier. Stopped by number 55, Sam Bowley.
Of course, Ken, I think what we need to mention here is Tyshawn Harris has not taken a play off on offense so far tonight, and he's had over 20 carries easily.
Yeah, he's over 20 carries, and he also played on defense in that secondary all night.
So
has an interception.
2nd down and 7 coming up, and now it looks like McLean going to take it for himself, but he doesn't get anything at all as the defensive line for the Mustangs was able to sniff that one out. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7 coming up here for the Wolves.
Stopped by number 54, Gage Welber.
Bring down a nice 3rd down play here that the Wolves are down knocking on the door again, and they'd like to get in.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
And the Wolves have to get to about the 6-yard line to get the 1st down. It's going to be a pitch to Harris. Harris following his blockers.
And good yardage.
That good yardage is going to be about a yard or 2 short of the 1st down, but Lincolnton is definitely going to go for it in this scenario.
Look like it's going to be marked on the 9.
He's brought down by number 17, Terry Farrell.
So a huge play coming up here for the Wolves. As we got 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, Lincolnton leads on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard 7-3. Let's see if the defense can get another big stop here. Here we go, 4th down. It's going to be a pitch to Harris. Harris.
I don't
think he got it.
I don't know.
I don't think he got it. Looks like East Lincoln thinks they stopped him, and he looks to be about a yard or 2 short.
East Lincoln offense is coming on the field.
They haven't ruled anything. Now they do. East Lincoln gets another big stop on defense. 2 big stops on 4th down for the Mustangs on 2 straight drives to keep it a 7-3 ball game. So the defense is doing their thing for East Lincoln. They just got to get something going for the offense, Ken. So now it's 1st down and 10, ball at their own 8-yard line for the Mustangs. McConnell going in motion. Going to be a fake handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones gets a good amount of yardage to about the 12 or 13-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 4 on the play.
That's twice the Mustangs have stopped Lincoln on downs inside their own territory. Defense showing up big again.
Just need to get something from the offense, Ken. Need a big play to change this thing completely. Tavin Johnson going in motion. Chandler Jones with the hand carry once again. And this time he gets enough yardage for an Al Lanes Kubota 1st down.
Who was that? Tavin Johnson?
Chandler Jones.
Okay, by number 21, Chandler Jones.
So now ball spotted at the 18-yard line. Chase Jones giving the play call to his offensive line.
1st and 10 Mustangs from their own
Double wide for the Mustangs. Tavin Johnson going in motion. This time they're going to hand it off to Tavin Johnson. Tavin Johnson's carrying a couple of defenders with him and gets brought down at about the 26-yard line. Tavin Johnson having himself a pretty good night running the ball here, Ken.
Number 45, Josh Walker.
So that's going to make it about 2nd and 2 coming up here for the Mustangs. Looks like the Mustangs might have found something on the offense now. Tavin Johnson coming in motion once again. Going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones gets the 1st down and more before being brought down at about the 32-yard line. Another Al Lanes Kubota 1st down for East Lincoln.
Well, they've got that ground game going now, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah, now they're playing a little bit of Lincolnton's game here, burning down the clock, just running the ball physically up the gut. McConnell going in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to McConnell. McConnell able to find some room, coming out to the right side, across the 50, across the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Got one man to beat, and he's going to score a touchdown to give the Mustangs the lead. A late flag on the field. But McConnell, what a way to bounce back after being knocked out by Skylar Evans earlier in the game with a hard hit. But, of course, this one could be called back.
Well, it's a 68-yard touchdown run. Now, that flag was thrown as he was heading in the end zone. I don't know whether it had something to do with the sidelines or not.
I don't know. With the way the offensive line for East Lincoln is, though, they're down in the dumps.
Yeah, it looks like they're backing up.
The touchdown is good. So the touchdown is good. Let's see what the flag is.
There was a penalty marker on the play.
And it's against the Mustangs.
What is the hands behind your back? What is that?
Don't know what the call is. It's
said it hands behind the back. I don't know what that is.
might have been sideline. That's the only thing I can think of. But
Hey, it called that touchdown for that good.
Maybe it was a sideline warning.
yeah, it's a sideline warning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the call on the Mustangs. Might have had someone go onto the field. But still a great play by McConnell, who had the wind knocked out of him early on in the game. And he gives the Mustangs the lead for the second time tonight. And here comes the PAT by Shanklin. It's up, and it's good. We'll be right back here at East Lincoln High School.
Drew, this new city just makes me miss home, man. Go get a sweet tea from McDonald's. They make it fresh, sweet, and it's icy cold, just like your mom's. But I miss home. Oh, so you miss your mom telling you to make sure your room's clean? Or
Close the fridge, Ryan, and stop letting all the cool air out. Or turn them lights off,
All
Ryan.
right, got it. The sweet tea is just right. But you know I'm going to tell my mom you got jokes.
No, don't.
This is no joke. Stop by McDonald's and get a large sweet tea for just $1 all summer long. Large sweet tea, just $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
Having trouble finding a car or truck at a price you can afford? Your troubles are over when you stop in at Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton. At Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton, they make buying a pre-owned vehicle easy. No credit, no money to put down. Milholland Automotive has the banks to get you approved. Come see the selection today at Milholland Automotive, 423 West Main Street in Lincolnton. Visit the website at milhollandautomotive.com for a complete list of inventory, or give them a call at 704-736-1000. That's Milholland Automotive in Lincolnton.
'Cause I saddle up my horse.
Back here at David Clark Field, East Lincoln now has the lead once again, 10-7 after a over 60-yard run by Lucas McConnell, the freshman. Ken.
Yes, he's got some speed, and the kid's small, but he is fast, and he's an excellent ball player. As you said, took a tremendous hit in that first half, came back, and didn't seem to affect him in the second half here.
Well, now we have the sideline penalty against East Lincoln because of that touchdown run. That'll have the kickoff marked off the penalty. The ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. So Lincolnton most likely going to get some real good field position here, Ken.
Yes, they should. You got to be careful they don't break off a return here. They've got some got those good athletes with speed back there waiting to return. Hollis, Tyshawn Harris, and Evans.
And you got to look at it here too, Ken. Shanklin hasn't kicked it deep at all tonight. It's been a squib kick or a pooch kick. Let's see what he does here. And it's going to be another little squib kick, and it's going to be returned by number 45, Josh Walker. Walker's got some room, gets across the 50 and to about the 43-yard line. So great field position here for the Wolves once again.
Yes.
Returned by number 45, Josh Walker.
He grabbed that on the first hop and made a good run with it.
Yeah, so with the way that East Lincoln's been avoiding the big three for Lincolnton, it's still been able to give Lincolnton a lot of great field position here on the kickoff returns.
Lincoln takes over on the 43-yard line of East Lincoln.
And Lincolnton still in the big bone offense here. They've been moving the ball well, but stopped short on fourth down twice in the first two drives. Hall is going to be taken. He's going to get it on the outside, and he's got some room, gets a stiff arm before being brought down at about the 32-yard line. That looks to be close to a first down. So that's the first time we've seen a running back for East Lincolnton bounce it outside in this big ball offense, Ken.
Yes, and he almost got the corner completely turned, but he got up for an 8 on the second 2 for the Wolves.
Yeah, ball's at the 33-yard line here. So big gain on first down for Lincoln. Definitely going to help them. They got 3 plays to work with to just get 2 yards. We've got a minute left in the third quarter. Tavin Johnson bringing a blitz, and he's carrying Harris. Harris might have gotten a yard on the play, but still a nice blitz there by Tavin Johnson. Gets across the line of scrimmage and the offensive line to make a big stop there on second down.
Harris was good to make any positive yards out of that. Looked like about no gain on the play.
Might have gotten a half a yard. Actually, yeah, you're right. No yards the way they spotted it. So third down and 2 coming up here for the Wolves. Still got 2 plays to get 2 yards. McLean under center. Going to pitch it out to Harris, who's going on the outside. He's got a lot of room on the outside. Got the first down and more. and finally going to be brought down out of bounds at about the 21-yard line for an Al Lanes Kubota first down.
Gain of about 12 yards on the play.
Harris, brought down by number 4, Blake Show.
So first down and 10 coming up here for the Wolves. Ball just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line.
It'll be first and 10 Wolves at the Mustang 21-yard line.
And most likely we'll run one more play before the end of the third quarter with 29 seconds remaining. Here we go, first and 10. Going to be a handoff to Skyler. That is Caden Wyatt, excuse me.
We have a penalty marker on the
But
play.
a penalty flag on the play.
It's thrown in the middle of that pile, so hard to tell him what it was.
It looks like it's right at where the tackle happened, at about the 19-yard line.
Officials are discussing it.
That's a pretty good discussion here before the refs getting out here.
Looked like Lincolnton's backing up.
Personal foul against the Wolves. That's a big penalty. Might have had a little scrapple underneath the pile there that the refs were able to see. So that's a big penalty on the Wolves. And with this type of offense, Ken, it's going to be hard to get that many yards in 4 plays.
Yeah, they'll probably have to put it in the air from here.
So the ball's going to be spotted at the 34-yard line. First down and about 23.
Move the ball back to the Mustang 34-yard line. It'll be first down for the Wolves.
So first down and long here for the Wolves. Let's see if they can do it. It's going to be a pitch out to Harris. Harris bouncing it out. And he gets a couple still on his feet. Actually, he's crossed the 20.
Still going.
Being brought down at about the 17-yard line. So much for the penalty yardage. Tyshawn Harris able to make all of that penalty yardage and a little bit more as we enter the third quarter. With the score being 10-7, East Lincoln leading on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. We'll be back right after this.
Celebrating 50 years. It's the Glen Oaks Golf Club. Hard to think how many birdies have been made over those years, and oh yeah, how many double bogeys too. Whether it's a birdie, par, or bogey, you'll love the Glen Oaks Golf Club. It's open to everyone. Visit the beautiful pro shop with driving range, snack bar, banquet facility, bar, picnic, shelter, and swimming pool. Great for group outings. Reserve your tee time by calling 828-428-2451 or visit the website at glenoaksgolf.com.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows no matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Your local auto owner's insurance agency is East Lincoln Insurance Agency on Highway 16 in Denver. Call 704-483-3243.
And we are now ready to start the fourth quarter of play here. Evan Ludwig, Ken Link with you. And Lincolnton looking to score yet again here, Ken.
Yeah, it looks like they've got a 2nd and 5 here from on the 16-yard line of the East Lincoln Mustangs.
After having a 1st and 23 after a personal foul penalty, Harris trying to get it bouncing on the outside, nowhere to go.
Runs out of room and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, ran out of real estate there, and after the big gain on first down, he only gets about a yard on second down. 3rd down and 4 here, but Ken, remember, this is 4-down territory for the Wolves in this scenario.
Again, they've already done this twice and been stopped on 4th down. So we'll see what happens here. Big 3rd down play, 3rd and 4.
And Caden White comes off the field, being replaced by Josh Walker. Mustang fans getting into this one here on 3rd and short. Another big play coming up. It's going to be a pitch to Hollis. Hollis gets the outside edge, but quickly being denied by number 9. That is Gabe Duncan with the big play on 3rd down. He just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it looked like that play was going somewhere, but he stopped it for little or no gain.
And as you said, Ken, there was a lot of room on that outside on the far side of the field. So now it's going to be a 4th down and 3 coming up here for the Wolves. Will it be deja vu for the 3rd time in the second half, or will Lincolnton actually get a 1st down here? The fans really into this one now. Let's see if Lincolnton tries to throw him off. Harris with the ball, going on the outside corner, got some room. Going to try to bull rush through East Lincoln defenders.
Going to be close.
It looks like he finally got the 1st down. I see it's actually closer than I originally thought.
The ref is motioning first down.
Yeah, so they gave him an Al Lanes Kubota first down just by about half a yard.
He's down to the 10-yard line.
And it's going to be first and goal coming up here at the 10.
It'll be first and goal for the Wolves at the Mustang 10-yard line.
So for 11 minutes left to go in the game, 10-7 Mustangs lead. Lincolnton finally able to convert on fourth down here in the second half. Now they just got to get into the end zone to take the lead once again. Still in that big bone offense. A blitz coming up. And McLean, a fumble on the play. And it's recovered by one of the Lincolnton linemen. So first down does not go the way Lincolnton wants to, Ken. That's one of the hard things. We think it's a fumble here, Ken, but
yeah, second and goal on the 10.
See, it's kind of hard to tell if it was I guess it was a fumble recovered by one of the Wolves' offensive line, but the way that they're all bunched up in this offense, it's even more bunched up than what North Lincoln used to run.
Yeah, it's difficult to pick up the ball carrier and the ball sometimes.
Yeah. Definitely hard for a guy trying to keep stats like you. Second and goal coming up, going to be fake, and McLean rolling out under some pressure and sacked in the backfield by a herd of Mustangs.
On the 15-yard line.
Chaz Williams, Ryan Matz. The whole front four was able to sack McLean on that play, and it's now going to be third and long coming up. Ryan Matz shaking up a little bit here. He is on his feet, but definitely might have taken a wrong angle on that play.
And the Wolves are going to take a timeout.
And as they take a timeout, we'll take a quick timeout here before third down.
Think your dream home is out of reach? Think again. At Silver Point Homes in Lincolnton, they provide quality custom construction and the luxury amenities you want at an exceptional value. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an empty nester looking to downsize, we have the perfect home for you. Visit silverpointhomes.com to learn more or stop by our Lincolnton Sales Center to tour our model homes. Let our friendly staff help you visualize your dream. Silver Point Homes, making your dream home a reality. New models now on display. Silver Point Homes, East Main Street, Lincolnton.
Back here at David Clark Field, Lincolnton has burned their second timeout here. 3rd and 15 to get into the end zone here. Ken, a big play by East Lincoln on second down to get a big sack.
Tremendous play. And they had good rush by 3 or 4 guys in there. McLean didn't have any chance of getting away from it.
So now Lincolnton is in a must-pass scenario here in this situation. They're not going to try to – I don't think they try to settle for a field goal here.
No.
Not in this scenario. The cowbells are starting to ring here at the corral. 3rd and 15 coming up here for the Lincolnton Wolves. Another big play here in the red zone. McLean it's going to be a halfback pass. McLean wide open, intercepted by Ryan Matz. Ryan Matz tackled at about the 23-yard line. The West Point commit with the big interception in the red zone.
That was a trick play, Evan, where they handed it to Hollis like it was going to be a sweep around the right. McLean went to the left. Good thought-out play, but it wasn't that deep of a pass, and Matt's on that right end read it and just cut in front and intercepted.
Yeah, Matz was hiding from Harris on that play when he was able to get a big turnover, and now East Lincoln back on offense, ball at their own 20-yard line. Chase Jones as McConnell coming in motion, going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones getting some yardage on the right side, gets to about the 26-yard line, or even the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 4 coming up.
Stopped by number 8, Caden Flat.
Was that Harris or Hollis on that pass?
Harris.
Okay.
Second and 5 for the Mustangs.
2nd and 5 coming up here for East Lincoln. Now what they want to do is burn off as much clock as possible. Tavin Johnson going in motion, going to be a handoff to Tavin Johnson. Johnson scurrying and gets about to the first down. Going to be close. Depends on where his foot hit the ground as he stumbled a little bit. And they will give him Malcolm and Al Lanes Kubota first down. Ball at the East Lincoln 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
So East Lincoln bunching up that offensive line a little bit. McConnell looks to be the man in motion. Notes Tavin Johnson in motion for the Mustangs. Going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones Gets a couple of yards, about 4 or 5 before it's being stopped on the play by Josh Walker.
Okay, by number 21, Chandler Jones, stopped by number 45, Josh Walker.
East Lincoln has burned a minute off this clock to start the drive here.
Give him 5, Ram. 5. Pick up a 5 on the carry, brings up 2nd and 5 for the Mustangs.
Mustangs on the 36-yard line.
McConnell going in motion, a low snap, and a handoff to McConnell, who scored the touchdown, trying to bounce it on the outside, and a pack of Wolves all over that play. McConnell had nowhere to go, and even lost a yard on that play.
Didn't start out right. Nope. Ball carried by number 24, Lucas McConnell.
So a 3rd and long situation here. Ken, looks like the Mustangs are going to have to throw it on this down.
Yes, big 3rd down play, as they want to keep this ball and the lead and not give it back to Lincoln.
3rd down and 6, ball at the 36-yard line of East Lincoln. 2 wideouts on each side for East Lincoln. McConnell going in motion. It's actually going to be a handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones gets to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard, but that's about it.
Tripped up in the backfield.
It looks like one of the East Lincoln offensive linemen a little banged up on the play. That looks to be number 54. I think that is Gage Wellborn. It is Gage Wellborn having to limp off the field a little bit. That could be a huge problem for East Lincoln. That's one of their big guys up front on offense and defense.
4th down for the Mustangs. 4th and 5. They're not sending the punter out yet, doesn't look like.
Now they're bringing out Terry Farrell.
Now he's coming out. Farrell has they've faked the punt with Farrell this year, so Woods need to look out for that as well.
Actually, it looks like they're going for it right now. Farrell's lined up as running back here in this situation. 4th down and 7, trying to get him on the hard count, though. 5 seconds left on the play clock, and East Lincoln's going to burn a timeout here. Tried to get a offsides penalty, did not work, Ken. But East Lincoln, I think it's a good thing they didn't snap the ball in that scenario.
Oh, I don't think it's a good idea to go for it now. As I said, I've seen East Lincoln pull a punt fake, but they're not going to do it unless they see a hole out there that they can take advantage of.
So now, as looking right now, Lincolnton will get the ball most likely in their own territory. They got 6 minutes to possibly drive down the field and score a touchdown.
And Lincoln has 3 times this half drove deep into Mustang territory only to be stopped on downs by the Mustangs.
And that could come back to haunt Lincolnton in tonight's game. And, of course, as we said earlier, this could be the season here for the Wolves, depending on what happens in this game tonight.
It's a critical game for them to try to turn their season around as I see it.
And now Terry Farrell.
There it is.
He's actually going with the fake punt again. Terry Farrell, but nowhere to go. Lincolnton was able to sniff that one out. They looked that one up on the East Gaston game 2 weeks ago. And Lincolnton, once again, gets great field position here.
He gained some yardage, but not enough.
Yeah, had to get 5. Only got about 1 or 2. And got a score update. Made now leads 13-7 late in the 3rd quarter over West Lincoln. I don't know about that one, Ken.
I don't know. Like I said, I've seen them do it before, but unless you see a discrepancy, a weakness, or a hole out there, that's a risky play, and it did not work that time.
See, there might have the officials having a word here.
Maybe it's about where the spot is or something. I don't know.
Actually, I think I see what the problem is now. The clock has been running, so it's something with the clock.
Oh, okay.
So it ran to about 5:59.
They're saying here in the press box it should be 6:13, I think. 6:32. Okay.
So that's a whole difference of
yeah, that's a half a minute.
Yeah, half a minute there that the Wolves now get back. So Lincolnton will have the ball, 1st down and 10, ball at their own 37-yard line. Coach Lubowitz needs to have another big defensive stop here by his Mustangs D, I think, to secure the deal. Just depends on how long this drive lasts here, Ken.
Yes, the Wolves have time, but they haven't been able to get in that end zone.
I would say 3rd time's a charm, but this is their 4th attempt here to get a touchdown.
Yes.
So here you go, 1st down and 10, going to be a handoff to Harris, and he's met in the backfield, and is still on his feet, but finally being drugged down. And a big play by number 32. That was Cole Barber, the sophomore, able to get through the line of scrimmage on the offensive line and just drag down Harris for a big loss on first down.
He had him by the jersey, and he held on till he got help, and he held on for a while, and the help came.
And it was a legal hold, too, and Lincolnton now taking a timeout. That is their third and final timeout of the ball game, folks. So for the final 6 minutes of the game, Lincolnton and Coach Ledford Gibson will have no timeouts in this ball game.
Wow, that was a huge play there. As they backed Lincoln up, now they got 2nd and 17.
The ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line. Of course, as we said, no more timeouts remaining for Lincolnton. 2 more for East Lincoln with 6 minutes to go in the game.
And now you wonder if they're going to go away from the big bone offense, starting this far behind the chains, 2nd and 17. I got a feeling they're going to pass this ball.
Let's see. It's trips to the left. It
yeah.
Looks like they got a. Looks like it could be a screenplay coming up as they got both all 3 of the wide receivers lined up one by one. So. See, Harris looks to be the final receiver in that lineup. It is going to be a screen pass to Harris. It's behind him. And now they're going to go for a double pass, a flag on the field, overthrown by Harris just by an inch or 2. As there is a flag at about the 46-yard line. Ledford Gibson trying to get all the tricks out on this offensive playbook. None of them have worked. Personal foul, chop block against Lincolnton. That's going to move them back even more, Ken.
Yeah. That play, it was a lateral. It was a legal play as far as a double pass, but you have the penalty on the shot block.
So a chop block penalty is just going to move this thing more and more back. It's going to move them into their own territory, Ken.
Wow.
Actually, no. See if Lubowitz is going to decline the penalty here. No, he's going to move them back.
Yeah, I would move them back. With the kind of offense Lincoln's running, I'd take them back as far as I can get them and let that clock run.
East Lincoln during this time is able to get some defensive substitutions. Trips to the left, it looks like, is what Lincolnton's going to run here. Not the same formation as the last play. But unfortunately there, Ken, despite the penalty, they had Skylar Evans open on that play.
Yeah.
But it's just thrown too much there by Tyshawn Harris. We got trips to the left here. Walker, the only man in the back behind McLean. And now they're going to roll out to his left. Kevin Johnson pressuring McLean.
Had to get rid of it.
Desperation throw.
Just threw it away, and now it's a 3rd and 32. Now, there's not many plays for that kind of down and distance.
It's 3rd and a country mile coming up here for Lincolnton. You got to think here, Lincolnton just runs it here and doesn't want to risk anything big. Don't want to cause a turnover in this scenario if you're the Wolves.
Yes, I don't know how they're going to come up with a good play to try to make this yardage.
Malcolm Durr lined up as a far wide receiver here for the Wolves. First time we've seen him tonight. McLean going to roll out to his right, trying to find as much time as he can, and he's hit in the backfield. A sack once again by the Mustangs. Number 58, that is Blaine Dellinger, the sophomore, coming up big tonight here for East Lincoln.
Blaine Dellinger.
More loss on the play, and that's going to bring up 4th and a country mile, defined as 35 yards here.
So we got under 5.5 minutes left, and now, folks, I got to remind you this key piece. Lincolnton has no more timeouts left in this game. So East Lincoln can run the clock as much as they want to and don't have to worry about a Ledford Gibson calling a timeout.
And Lincoln taking their time to get the punt off, which is not good.
McLean taking a couple of steps and finally gets the punt off. It's a short punt, and it's going to take a Lincolnton roll. And it'll stop at the East Lincoln 34-yard line.
Mustang, 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Mustang.
So all East Lincoln needs to do is try to burn off this clock for 5 minutes, Ken.
Yes, and Lincoln, if they do that, Lincoln can't do anything about it because, as you said, they have no timeouts left. So I would think East Lincoln's going to line up and keep this thing on the ground and try to grind out some first downs.
So now 2 guys in the backfield. Looks to be McConnell and Jones, along with Chase Jones.
No mistakes.
Here's the handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones gets a little bit of room, carries a couple defenders with him before being stopped a yard short of the first down. Nice play on first down for East Lincoln has a banged up, injured Wolf on the play.
Gain of at least.
And we're going to take a quick timeout and be right back.
It's the Subway Sub of the Day. Each day of the week, you get a different 6-inch sub for just $3.50. Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken sub. Wednesday, the turkey breast sub. Thursday, the Italian BMT sub. Friday, the tuna sub. Saturday, the Black Forest ham sub. And Sunday, the meatball marinara sub. Your choice, just $3.50. The Sub of the Day from Subway in Boulder City and the Walmart in Lincolnton.
Just say fill her up. Be ready for Old Man Winter with a fill up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton. No matter where you live, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton can deliver. Just call 704-735-2508. Be ready for Old Man Winter with your winter fill up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincolnton. Again, call 704-735-2508. Just say fill her up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton.
'Cause I saddle up.
Back here at East Lincoln, Terrell McLean was the injured Wolf on the play. He's coming off the field here. Walked under his own power. Going to be a handoff to McConnell here on second down. He gets the first down and a little bit more to about the East Lincoln 47-yard line, and that's a key first down there, Ken. Able to get that first down on the your first down here on this drive where you're trying to burn as much clock as possible.
Yeah, that Alane Kubota first down is a killer for Lincoln Woods because they can run 3 or 4 more plays and eat up a lot of clock on the ground.
A little over 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. East Lincoln taking as much time as they want to on the play clock. So they got 7 remaining. Now they take the snap with 4. It's going to be handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones gets across the 50. He's choking his way through, carrying a couple of defenders with him to about the 48-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 5 on the play for Jones. Make it second down and 5.
Well, they're doing exactly what they need to do. They get 4 or 5 every carry and get first downs. You'll just run out the clock and end this game, and that's what they're trying to do here. They're across the 50 on the Lincoln 48-yard line.
It's now about 3.5 minutes remaining in the ball game here.
They can't stop it, right? No.
Chase Jones just looking right at that play clock to the left of him in the end zone. It's going to be another handoff to Chandler Jones. Jones met the line of scrimmage, but able to get to the 45-yard line. That's going to make it third down and short coming up here for East Lincoln.
Okay, here by number 21, Chandler Jones. Brought down by number 50, Jay Clark.
So 3rd and 2 coming up here for East Lincoln.
Pick up a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs.
With about 3 minutes remaining in the game, this is going to be a big play coming up here, Ken.
Yeah, they're going to run this play, and if they don't get the first down, they're going to run it again on 4th.
See what they do. Chandler Jones and also McConnell in the backfield. Going to be a handoff to Jones yet again. Jones met at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. The Lincolnton Wolves with a stop on 3rd down.
Looks like no gain or maybe a half a yard on that carry.
Now, I mean, now they're bringing out Terry Farrell. They're wanting to pin Lincolnton deep in their own territory with no timeouts. I think that's the better call than going for it here, Ken.
I would think so. I don't know. They could have. Well, they really use a lot of clock before they put it here, so it probably is.
So, see what he can do here. Terry Farrell's kind of confused on what to do. East Lincoln can burn a timeout, but the play clock hasn't even started yet.
Well, the game clock has stopped for some reason.
I don't know what the situation is here. Another problem with the clocks here in the 4th quarter. Don't know what it.
Come on, Carl.
Don't know what's going on here. They're trying to communicate up here.
The clock white hat or what?
Trying to wait for Lincoln to get ready.
2:32. Good Lord have mercy.
Now they're moving the clock up 2:32. I don't get how they stopped the clock. when it was third down and didn't get a first down, no timeouts called or anything.
And they're moving it up, not back.
I know that is.
No.
The clock does not stop on fourth down unless it's an incomplete pass or a timeout. So punt unit out here for Terry Farrell. They're waiting to burn as much on the clock as possible. They're down to about 10. Leave Tyreek Hollis back deep. And the punt almost blocked a close called error. And that ball will get out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Great punt. Perfect placement.
So a nice punt by Terry Farrell to about the 5-yard line. So Ken, Lincolnton, a running offense now, has to go 95 yards down the field with no timeouts to use to get the game to win. I mean, this is going to be mission impossible here.
Yeah, it looks like the ball is on the 4-yard line, 96 yards or at least 60 or 70 yards before they could even try a field goal. So they got a lot of ground to cover before they get in position to either tie or win this game.
They're going to have to pass it. Lincolnton in the I formation. It's going to be a pitch to Harris on the first play. And he's still on his feet, bounced it out, now cutting it back in.
Oh, that looked like a face mask.
Obvious flag on the play.
That was Jersey there. That's that same little kid right there.
And it's a gain of 1, but it's going to be a
face mask.
Yeah. That one is.
No, that wasn't.
So now the refs having a discussion here. We are under 2 minutes to go in this ball game.
We have a penalty marker on the play.
These refs having a pretty
having a big discussion between the officials down there.
Let's see if they're going to. Yeah, face mask is going to be called, and the Mustang fans are not happy about that one, and I kind of can't blame them. It didn't look like he grabbed the face mask from my vantage point.
He had a face mask called, go against the Mustangs.
He grabbed the jersey pretty hard, but he never got above the tip of the V neck of the jersey. But it's not going to move him up that far, Ken. It's only going to move him up 5 more yards, and the clock is still going to roll. So they're now going to have to move it 90 yards down the field, and they're huddling right now. Some more time is burning off the clock.
Yeah, it's 1st and 4 on the 10-yard line, but we're under 2 minutes right now.
Keep him in front of him.
Can't allow anything big here as the defensive back's playing 10 yards deep. McLean going to try to throw a deep one, and it's a that one went up like a rainbow. Not the best throw. It looked like it slipped out of McLean's hands.
Yeah, it looked like a dying seagull on that. Nobody can get close to it. Incomplete pass. Does stop the clock with 1:31 left.
Of course, remember, folks, Lincolnton's got to go 90 yards down the field with no timeouts remaining. So got 2nd and 4 coming up. I believe, Ken, that Ledford's going to have to go into his bag of tricks here to make a big play happen if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and just as I say that, Tyreek Hollis has lined up his quarterback here. Shotgun formation, trips to the left. High snap for Tyreek Hollis as he's rolling out to his left. Going to throw a deep bomb in the air, and it's going to be a jump ball, and it's caught by Lincolnton. A flag on the field, and Harris gets out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Let's see if that one's going to be a pass interference.
You had 2 Lincolnton receivers out there. I wonder if it could be offensive interference.
Yeah, that could be and East Lincoln saying they pushed off there. That could be the call because it didn't look like East Lincoln was pushing on anyone there on that play as the referee's having another discussion towards the Lincolnton sidelines.
It's going to go against the Woods, I think.
Yeah, Lincolnton's starting to move back, and that is going to be the call.
That's the call.
A big offensive pass interference call. And we got another flag on the play. It's probably unsportsmanlike conduct on Lincolnton.
It looks like one of the Lincoln players made a comment that the official didn't like, and there's another flag. So this is going to back Lincoln way up, way back. Of course, it's only on the 10. But, again, time's running off the clock, and they're going in the wrong direction.
And that penalty looks to be on Jade Clark there. Might have said too much there on that discussion on the play. Got to keep yourself in check in this scenario, and Lincolnton's just digging himself 6 feet under here. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Lincolnton. And it's still going to be 2nd down. And now Lincolnton going to have to go 98 yards down the field with 1:22 remaining and no timeouts.
And it's still second down, but only 1:22 left on the clock.
Tyreek Hollis is still going to be the quarterback here for Lincolnton as he was on the last play. He seems to have the better arm than McLean. Trips to the left side. McLean, Evans, and I believe also Malcolm Durr lined up as wide receiver. And now Tyreek Hollis waiting, going to throw another deep bomb into the air. And this one's off target, in and out of bounds. So that's going to make it third down and 11 coming up here for the Wolves. They got 2 plays to get to the 15-yard line.
And what the Woods are doing here is using Hollis, who's got the stronger arm, to try to throw these long passes. But the Mustangs know what they're trying to do. So we'll see if they just try to get the first down rather than going for
they're playing 3
big
deep.
play. Yeah.
Only 3 men up front. 3. It's basically what you do for a Hail Mary play. And now McLean lined up as an H-back here for Tyreek Hollis. Actually, McLean going to be dropping back as a quarterback. It's going to be a screen pass, and it's going to be tackled in the end zone. A safety. Ryan Matz with another big play, and that one should seal the deal for the Mustangs.
Wow.
Tackles. Sean Harris in the end zone.
The West Point commit comes up big yet again. He got an interception earlier in the game to stop the Wolves, and this time he gets a safety, and that'll give the Mustangs the ball with 1:06 remaining, and that'll get the Mustangs to 500 and get sweet redemption over the Wolves after last year's heartbreaking loss.
And that makes it a 12-7 game. As East Lincoln has, again, stymied the Woods offense, and now the Woods will have to kick off to East Lincoln, and East Lincoln certainly will try to just run out the clock as Lincoln has no timeouts left.
Yep, that's all East Lincoln has to do is just take a kneel after, get a safe kickoff return here, and then take a knee. That's all you have to do because Ledford Gibson has no more timeouts to burn.
Okay, here the Wolves are lining up. They're going to have to kick this ball from their own 20 after that safety. So East Lincoln back deep around the 40-yard line.
And they're waiting for a onside kick here.
2 players deep and all the other 9 players up close expecting a onside kick. As Lincoln kicker lines it up. And here it comes.
It's getting set up here. This is for all the marbles. And the onside kick, it's going to go 10 yards, and it's going to be taken by Peyton Pesavento. East Lincoln wins the game. All they have to do now is just take 1 or 2 knees, maybe 3, and East Lincoln will be at 500 after starting the year 0-3, and Lincolnton now will fall to 1-5.
Yeah, there's 1:06 left on the clock. All they have to do is take a snap and take a knee or 2. And the Woods can't do anything about that. They can't stop the clock. So they're sort of in victory formation here. Take it, takes the knee.
And, of course, in this scenario, you just hope there's no extracurricular activities between the lines. So they're going to start the clock with about 49 seconds remaining, so only 1 more knee most likely for Chase Jones to take.
Yeah, if they run the clock down here, they only have to take 1 knee.
There you go. He's looking at it way over.
He's taking as much time, waiting as long as he can, and now he's going to take that knee. And East Lincoln will take the win and win this one over Lincolnton 12-7. And this is easily the biggest win of Coach Lubowicz's young career.
And they celebrate on the sidelines.
Sweet redemption for the Mustangs after losing in a heartbreaking fashion last year to the Wolves. They win this one 12-7. And we will be back for the Carolina Trust Bank postgame show after this 3-minute break.
Just say fill her up. Be ready for Old Man Winter with a fill up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton. No matter where you live, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton can deliver. Just call 704-735-2508. Be ready for Old Man Winter with your winter fill up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincolnton. Again, call 704-735-2508. Just say fill her up from Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincolnton.
There's a storm coming. We may not know its path, but your independent auto owner's insurance agent knows. No matter what happens, we'll be there when you need us most. Strong through every storm. That's how it's been for our first 100 years, and how it will be for generations to come.
Your local auto owner's insurance agency is East Lincoln Insurance Agency on Highway 16 in Denver. Call 704-483-3243.
Doctor, what's wrong with my husband?
Let's take a look.
CKDKDS Macron.
Ah, yes, I've seen this before. Your husband has coyote fever.
Coyote fever?
Yes, he's obviously learned of the hot deals going on now at your local Coyote tractor dealer.
Is this serious?
Very serious. Now is the best time to buy one of the best-selling tractors on the market. If you care at all about your husband, you'll drive him over to the Coyote dealer now. Oh, and I'm writing you a prescription for great deals on all implements, too.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vale.
We're community-minded. We believe in what we do. We love this town. We live in just like you.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank. Member FDIC. Community minded just like you.
We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank with 3 offices in Lincolnton, also in Gastonia, Denver, Forest City, Hickory, Lake Lure, and Vale. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Drew, this new city just makes me miss home, man. Go get a sweet tea from McDonald's. They make it fresh, sweet, and it's icy cold, just like your mom's. But I miss home. Oh, so you miss your mom telling you to make sure your room's clean? Or
Close the fridge, Ryan, and stop letting all the cool air out.
Or
turn them lights off,
All
Ryan.
right, got it. The sweet tea is just right. But you know I'm going to tell my mom you got jokes.
No, don't.
This is no joke. Stop by McDonald's and get a large sweet tea for just $1 all summer long. Large sweet tea, just $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
Flu shots are now available at the Falston Pharmacy in Falston, at Allen Drugstore in Stanley, and at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville. Come get yours today. And now all 3 stores can bill Medicaid along with Medicare and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be ready when that old flu bug tries to put you down. Get your flu shot now and be ready to fight back. Get yours today at Allen Drugstore, Main Street in Stanley, Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston, and at Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville.
And back here at East Lincoln High School, David Clark Field, the final here on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. East Lincoln wins 12-7 over Lincolnton. And Ken, it could have been a whole lot different, but the East Lincoln defense came up with about 4 or 5 stops in that second half, and that's the reason they won this game.
Absolutely. I mean, they were on the ropes 3 times with Lincoln deep in their territory, and they held on downs 3 times, and that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and 2 big stops by Ryan Matz, one an interception on 4th down, and the other a safety off of a screen pass helped seal the deal for East Lincoln to win this game. Also, a big play that scored a touchdown by Lucas McConnell, a freshman, got the game-winning touchdown for the Mustangs. I mean, that's an amazing way for freshmen to play in the biggest rivalry game in Lincoln County.
He's done well the couple of games before this. He's scored a couple touchdowns. He's got great speed. Not a big guy, but he got loose, broke it in the middle, found a little running room, and turned on the Jets and went 68 yards for that touchdown that put the Mustangs up 10-7, and the defense took over. And as you said, Matz with 2 huge plays. One interception stopping a drive, and the other one right at the end of the game when Lincoln was desperate, tackling Tyshawn Harris in the end zone for a safety to make it a final 12-7 win for Mustangs.
All right, without any further ado, let's get to the LincolnCounty.com stat sheets to give some of the stats for tonight's game before we get to the players of the game.
On the stat sheets, Tyshawn Harris, again, with a lot of carries for the Wolves. He had 146 yards on 31 carries and the only Lincoln touchdown. He also had an interception near the end of the first half for the Wolves. And the Wolves, just note, they tried 7 passes the second half. Some by McLean, several by Hollins, and several by Harris. They only completed 1 out of 7 for a -2 yards. So they're a running team. And so when East Lincoln stuffed that run, Lincoln's options did not work in the passing game. And we know that's where they're weak at in the passing game. As far as the Mustangs, Chandler Jones had a good game for the Mustangs. He had 70 yards on 14 carries. And Lucas McConnell, that we just talked about, had 75 yards on 5 carries, including that 68-yard touchdown run. Chase Jones only threw 1 pass the second half after being 4 out of 7 the first half. So it wasn't a whole lot of offense in this game, but it was a lot of exciting plays on some on offense, but a lot of exciting plays on defense.
Yeah, and that's definitely you're going to see that reflected in our players of the game. First off, our Weston Sales offensive player of the game. Who is that going to go to, Ken?
That's going to go for Tyshawn Harris for the Wolves, who had a great game. As I mentioned, he had 146 yards rushing and on 31 carries. Played a tough game. Did not lay it on the ground and turn it over tonight. So he is the offensive player of the game.
And he was our Lincolnton Classic Ford and Lincoln Shelby player to watch. Did a good job tonight, unfortunately, in a losing effort, but I don't think I could really blame that much on him.
No, he played hard. He really did.
Yeah, and now we're going to go to our Rosenbill Oil Company of Lincolnton defensive player of the game.
And that's going to go to Jordan Baxley, who was very active, number 42 for the Mustangs out there. He had some big hits, had some rushes in the backfield, had a tackle for a loss, and he was seen to be active the whole game.
And, of course, our Classic Ford and Lincoln Shelby player to watch for East Lincoln, Chaz Williams, had a couple of stops, but nowhere near as much as Maxley. So the other defensive tackle was the guy that really stood out tonight for East Lincoln. But without any further ado, I think it's going to be an obvious choice here, the Campers Inn player of the game. Who's that honor going to go to
Well,
tonight,
that's going to go to the best defensive player on the field with no doubt tonight, and that's Ryan Matz, the great defensive end for the Mustangs. He was all over the field all night, had some tackles for some loss and sacks, but also had 2 big plays with an interception and a safety. And he's no doubt he was the most impressive player on the field tonight on both sides of the football, in my opinion.
All right, so that's going to do it here for tonight. Next week on the LincolnCounty.com Game of the Week, the Mustangs have to take on another county rival and have to play an offense that's a complete 180 from Lincolnton's. They're playing North Lincoln at North Lincoln next week. Coverage will start at 6:30 p.m. with the First Federal Savings Bank pregame show in the studio with Tim Johnson and Ken Linkle. They'll break down every Lincoln County game and South Fork 2A conference game. Then it'll be the stadium pregame show where I and Ken will be breaking down the North Lincoln and East Lincoln game and some other extracurricular stuff that's happening. And then we'll have the game at 7:30. So be sure to watch the game next week. East Lincoln, North Lincoln. Of course, catch it on YouTube.com. Put in the search engine LincolnCounty.com once you get to YouTube.com. All right, that'll do it for us tonight, folks. Once again, congratulations to the East Lincoln Mustangs on their 12-7 win over East Lincoln. And we'll see you next week. Have a great night, everybody.
Celebrating 50 years. It's the Glen Oaks Golf Club. Hard to think how many birdies have been made over those years, and oh yeah, how many double